And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 267. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great weekend that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have two topics for you guys here tonight. We are going to be talking about a Spider-Man animated series comic book that got announced as a continuation of the Spider-Man the animated series infamous cliffhanger that you guys all know and love. Then we also have more Marvel Comics and DC Comics crossovers announced, and we're going to get to that, later on in the show. So, there is something I must tell you guys right now. Beside me obviously being good looking, rich, hot, successful, charismatic, a top G, buff, easy on the eyes, always gets the ladies. So I know you guys, basically sometimes can't watch the show live or on the replay. But one of my longtime subscribers and fans, Michael, reminded me that I actually used to, upload the episodes of my podcast on podcasting platforms. And the last time I actually did that was around November of last year in 2024. So recently, I am pretty much done with uploading the rest of the Cloud9 podcast where it is right now. And then as the new episodes get done, when me and Mr. Blanks do them, I'm going to immediately download them and then upload them, to the podcast platforms right when it's done. I'm going to finish uploading the rest of the Iron Man podcast. And then after that, I'm going to upload all of the episodes of the MSK show. And then when the episodes are all fully uploaded, whenever the new episodes get done, they'll be on the podcast platforms as well. And wherever you listen to your podcast, I'm there. Just basically type up Master Swag King, and then I'm going to be the yellow lion that will appear in front of you. And I'm also on Substack as well. Do I have any subscribers? I have no clue yet. I'll focus on that later on. I haven't even made a post yet on Substack, but all the episodes are on Substack as well. And then I'll eventually put out more newer episodes when I'm done and all caught up right now. And then after that, when I get that all situated and sorted out, I'm going to upload all of my pre-recorded content from this channel to Rumble. Then I'll do the same with my comic book channel. And after that, I think that's pretty much it for things I want to do this year as far as like things I need to get done. That's pretty much it. Outside of that, I'll probably end up, maybe on this channel when we do an episode of the MSK show, I'll probably do another channel update video for my comic book channel because I want to kind of let you guys know what's going to be going on that channel in the future. Maybe Warren or Labs Comic Fan will be here. Who knows? Maybe I might have them both to myself. Vanilla and cookies and cream. You never know what might happen. But no, I do enjoy making comic book content. I really, really love it. I really enjoy it. The channel just hit 200 subscribers. I know content on there comes in like waves and bursts recently. That's actually because there's been so many weeks, guys, recently, just the past 2 weeks, I've been pretty tired, but that's no excuse, honestly. We have to get the topics done. So basically, starting this week, when we do our Friday shows with Lunchbox Warren, we're gonna knock out these topics. Who knows? Maybe some Fridays we start early. We just knock out 3 of them because we're just going that hard. But that'll have to start potentially the week after the next one coming up, because next week, the 4th of July is on a Friday. Now, ever since I've been alive, I can probably count on maybe one single hand how many 4th of Julys has in my life been on a Friday. It's usually always like on a Wednesday or Thursday or a Tuesday. So next week, me and Warren are thinking maybe we probably just do it after my main Monday show on Monday, because I have Mondays and Tuesdays off. So like after the main show, maybe we start a little bit early, like 6 my time, and then rest up after it's done, then just go right into the show. That's what we're thinking about, because if we don't do it that day, Tuesday, I got some shows then, and Wednesday, we have the panel show then. People will be on that regardless. Thursday, we had the Cloud9 podcast, and I think I have another show that day too. I'm not too sure right now. Friday, I'll probably be too too dead after work. This is going to be so busy the day before and the day of and the weekend after, too. So,
that entire week, the fireworks are going to start going off, too.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to start around here. So I imagine Monday or Tuesday, it's going to be just constant in the background. Pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop, pop.
So that's why Monday, it's probably better to do it because Friday is just impossible. Friday, come on, fireworks going off. They're going off every
All
single
night.
minute, all
Yeah,
night.
all
Yeah.
night long.
So that's pretty much it. We're gonna make sure we get our topics done, and we're gonna make sure we try to get them done as quickly as possible. You know, people have given me feedback on them. Some people will like the longer the discussion is. Some people like the shorter discussion. I try to always meet people in the middle. The reason why I say what I say in front of a video is because a lot of people just might not know the situation though. So like if you don't know the situation going in, you won't know maybe potentially why the topic itself is the thing it is, you know, because I like to inform people as well as giving the new updated information on what has happened, you know, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, I know you guys are at work now. You're probably thinking like, damn, I have a lot of these podcast episodes I have to dive into. Well, go ahead. There's hours and hours and hours there. But yes, MSI 2025 kicked off today. One team got fisted so hard, I actually genuinely felt bad. One team literally got so ass blown out. I literally was like, wow. Not watching this. I'll watch the highlights because this team got destroyed. So, yep. That's pretty much it. God, on Twitter, as you guys know, indie comics drama just never ceases to amaze
stops.
Me. Never stops. Literally today, not even EVS. It's not. I'm being honest. Nothing about him. Hojo, who does the Mythicals book, was talking about like Lord Raptor Jesus. He was like something about Fun My Comic. And then B.A. Turner went into his thread and he literally said this word for word. You've been in this chat and we've been watching you. So, what?
It's a
what?
Cult. It's a cult. They act like a fucking cult. They're a cult. B.A. Turner, CG, it's a fucking cult.
I want to show you guys this absolutely dementedly insane. Holy mother of God. But yes, Warren, how you doing? You having a good day?
Oh yeah, I'm having a good day. I've got 5 pages left to pencil for issue 4. And then the inking and the gray toning will go quicker. The penciling is always like the last final draft of what the pages are going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, that's just been working on that. I've nothing much exciting going on, really. Just working a day job and then doing that.
What?
But yeah, it should be coming up
You're
here.
not
But yeah,
taking the money from your backers and paying your electric bill?
no. That's why. Yeah, no. I barely made enough my first campaign to pay an electric bill, let alone live off of it, let alone, yeah, it's just.
I want to show you guys this thread really quickly before we get into the paying your bills with crowdfunding. That was hilarious, though. And it's crazy. Like, you say it to people, and they actually think you just made some sort of, like, mind-blowing hot take. It's like, no. What? Okay, I'll just make a very broad picture of what we're talking about. I'm going to paint it with my nice black paintbrush. All the strokes you can imagine. Jokes aside. So, when I give you money for said book that you are trying to get funded because you cannot afford to do it yourself, okay? So what people give you money for is book. That's why you have a crowdfunder. That's why you make a campaign. That's why you launch it on their websites. Those terms of service, sure, those are the rules. But I will say this too. If you start your launch off with telling backers, hey, you may or may not get your product, give me money, that's how many backers you're going to get after that. Just saying. Yeah. Just tell them you may or may not get your product that you're purchasing from me to help me fund. Keep in mind, even if those, I've always said this, even those are the rules, and I'm never saying they're not the rules because I know what the rules are, I've read them. No one wants to hear that shit. Like, no one wants to hear that because that does not instill confidence in the backers themselves. You know, some backers that they'll suck you off and lick all the ball sweat off your nuts. Yeah, they're fine with waiting for a book. Keep in mind, they were never reading it anyway. They probably only bought it because they liked you, which is fine. But when they're saying things like, I don't care if it's late, you were never reading the book anyway. It wouldn't have mattered to you in general. But nevertheless, different story for another day. But I am not giving you money to pay your electric bill, your mortgage, your insurance, your food bill, your internet bill, none of that stuff. I'm not giving you money for that. And when someone says, in theory, because keep in mind, in theory doesn't work in reality. I don't know why people don't understand this, but sure. We've now had two people say this. Graham Nolan, the guy who, if you guys don't know who Graham Nolan is, he's the person who co-created the legendary Batman villain Bane with Chuck Dixon. You guys have probably heard of him. A lot of people have. You know, he's actually decently famous for doing that. And I always give him credit. He created one of the most iconic Batman villains ever. And Bane sure definitely made his entrance known in the Nightfall story when he first encountered the Dark Knight, let's just say. But when even he himself is saying certain things like, oh, well, in theory, it's supposed to allow me to live off of the money to help me get this done. No, you get a fucking job. What is that?
Well, you know, here's a retort to Graham Nolan on that too, and to any of the other CGers who I don't even think half of them believe this shit. They are. This is
they
the
do.
narrative.
No, they do.
Yeah, oh,
there's no way. 100% do.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's, you know, if it's true that that this is supposed to help pay for it, then your goal should reflect it. Your campaign should reflect it. The whole purpose of the campaign is to tell the reader or the buyer that, okay, I am going to make you a comic book. I am going to get it to you in a year. I need this minimum in order to get the books printed, the art done, and and get you and ship you the product. Now, all the money that you make is specifically for the creation of the product and then the fulfillment of the campaign. That is the purpose of the money. The rules that state that you don't have to, that you shouldn't, you're not guaranteed a product as a customer is legal speak to help cover Indiegogo's and Kickstarter's ass if you don't fulfill. So if you don't fulfill, all Indiegogo and Kickstarter are saying is that we're not responsible for them not fulfilling. That's between you and them. We don't have anything in this the whole altogether. So
also, that's just code speak, like you said, for someone to just take their sweet ass time.
Well, and you know,
sit on your money.
Well, if you're not, if you make more money than you need to create the book and to fulfill it, then you get to keep that, and that's money that you live off of if you need to. But let's be honest here: no first-time campaigner is going to be an overnight success. They're going to bring, it's very rare, but it happens when they bring in a massive audience from outside. You'll see like webtooners do that, and you'll see famous guys like EBS was big because he brought an audience into. Eric July hit big because he brought an audience in. For average Kickstarter comic book indie people, for most of them, this is their first time. They're barely known. And if you get 5 figures, or if you get over $1,000, good job. But if you're not being honest, where like, okay, I need this book to make $60,000 because part of that $60,000 is going to help me live until I finish it, well, then you need to put that down as your goal.
But the reason why they don't is because they know that people would not back as much if that's
they'll never make it. They know that they're not going to make $60,000 or
because even they know that's also very disingenuous to say that to people. Is because they know the reason why they're getting the money is for the book. They're not getting the money to fund your electric bill. That's not why they're getting the money for. And for them to say that, that's just disrespectful. That's actually stupid.
Dumb because it's like, well, no, you're trying to justify spending the money on your power bill than making the fucking book, and it's just like, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Fund my bills.
That's not what happens. Like if I pre-order Arkham City and go to GameStop and they're like, well,
we spent your money. We
spent your money paying our power bill, so I'm sorry, you're not going to get your video game. I'm going to be fucking irate. You know, if I order a book. And
isn't that what people get mad at the government for? It's taking their money for something that's not what the intended purpose is for?
What's the average income that you need? What's the lowest income you need to survive in America?
But keep in mind, everything is all that's different for each person. Because but we know that 30K can't do it. We know
Well,
that's
well,
definitely
well
a
let's
number.
say 40 grand is what you need to survive a year.
Yeah.
And let's say you could do 2 campaigns a year with your art ability. That means you have to make $20,000 on each campaign. Now that's not $20,000 total.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 50 to 60% of your campaign to pay off. Like if you're getting 40,000, it's probably going to cost you close to 20 to get the book paid for, to get all of the little side stickers and other bullshit, the hard covers, the variant covers, to get all that shit ordered could cost you up to like half of your campaign money. If it's like a big one, like $100,000, it might take you 50 grand to fulfill the book. So that means after fulfilling everything's done, you're left with what's left over on that. So if you have a $40,000 campaign and you pay for the book, get everything printed, and you got like 15 grand left, well, is that going to go into the next book, or is that going to be what you live off of? And if you need 40,000, well, that means you need to have enough campaigns where you're making 10 to 15 grand in that year in order to do it. And that means you're producing a book like every 3 months. And these guys aren't producing books in like 3 years. So it's like
even the ones that fulfill on time don't produce a book within that time frame. They produce it maybe within like 2 years minimum.
It's basic math. If you need 40 grand to survive, and you have to pay for, ship, print, all this other stuff as part of the business expenditures, well then whatever you make at the end of that, if it's not enough, then you have to either make more books or try to make more or try to sell product at cons, but that costs money. It's like it costs money to make money. And you're talking about people who are doing $30,000 campaigns and they're barely taking any of that money home. They're barely
dog.
They barely get to put any of that money into their pocket. $36,000 campaign, and they might keep 8 grand of it. So it's like it costs money to fulfill this shit. If you have 7,000 people buying your book, and you have variant covers, you have to get 1,000 book or 1,000 print run of variant issue 2, 2,000 of variant cover 3. 4,000 of variant 1, not counting all the other side shit, the stickers, the posters, head sketches that you have to do, all of that stuff that you promise those people when you get those huge campaigns, all of the time and energy you have to fulfill that. If you want to live off that, well, just use your basic fucking brain math and realize that if I need 50 grand to live, I need to make 50 grand on top of the cost of everything else.
This is the other thing that's not factored into all the stuff that you just said too. They never operate in this mindset that I'm actually shocked that they never even think about. What if there are years where the crowdfunding numbers go down? Because even Rob Hunter highlighted the peers that he has, numbers have gone down and down. They're operating under this mindset that the numbers will always be as stagnant as they are, which are high enough to do this right now, or that they'll always go up. Because, they're thinking like some business, well, the numbers, the only way I see success is if they go up and up and up and up. They've never thought, hey, what if this crowdfunding thing just has lesser and less people investing into it year in and year out?
I would bet a year's salary that Rob Hunter was fully expecting 150 to 200,000 campaign. And I bet he was fully expecting it. He would have been able to have no problem. He could have paid off probably his bills. He could have fulfilled the book. He could have lived off that. It would have been a great deal for him, especially if he was somewhat frugal. And then he could start on his next campaign and get that going and ready to go. Then the campaign hits and it's 30 grand. And then he realizes out of that 30,000, he might get like $5,000 to $6,000 in his pocket. The rest of the money is going to go to getting the book done. Well, then he realized, oh fuck, now I got to draw the fucking thing. Now I got to draw it without the money to live because I don't have a day job. So yeah, I think that was just a cascade of him just completely underestimating how much it costs to do this, how much you have to make to live off of crowdfunding is just completely lost on these people. Like I'm talking like $150,000 to $200,000 campaigns if you want to live off of this, just off of the crowdfunding. You know, that's not counting the time it takes to make the damn thing, and also if you want to sell it. So let's say you have it made, you get like you have 1,000 copies in your inventory. You've got a name for yourself. You're going to cons. Well, those cons cost money, hotel, everything else. You're selling books there. So yeah, it's going to be a grind and grind even for the good ones. And half, if you're like, I'm not even close to $150,000 campaign. I haven't even broke 1,000. It's like I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm
That's usually the minimum. People call that the minimum.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to my boss and be like, hey, I'm taking the reins of this dream, and I'm gonna draw comics full time.
Just walk up to him like Martin Luther King is. I have a dream that I leave this job and you give me a year's worth of my paychecks.
Yeah, you're gonna keep paying me, but I'm gonna make a comic book and smoke weed.
Oh, God. So this was Graham Nolan's tweet we're gonna cover before we do the topics, which is I actually replied to this in the morning because this came out like really.
Yeah, I quote posted it.
This was like right when I was heading to work because he was arguing with John's Longbox and Richard Embry and this and all that stuff. Actually, the point is to make a living from crowdfunding cash. Automatically, that's just throw that out. And people will keep going, but he created Bane and it's Graham Nolan. I don't give a. He could literally be Donald Trump's best friend. If he says something wrong, then you would call that out, right? Because people are like, why? How? No, there was literally quote tweets on this post where a guy, literally CG Pete, the known CG cocksucker, literally EVS could shit in his mouth. He said that would fucking be gold. He literally said, "Why are people questioning Graham Nolan? Are we first before any of that? We're not allowed to question what they say? That's not a cult." I don't know what that is. It's like, I don't care if he's Graham Nolan. I don't care if he's Billy Tucci. I don't care if he's the crackhead down the street. If he says something wrong or we perceive as wrong, something we disagree with, then we talk about it. We don't just go.
He could be the greatest writer.
You don't just clap like a fucking. You don't just start seal clapping or like, no, what the fuck?
You could be the greatest writer or artist in the world. Doesn't mean you know shit about business. Apparently, Graham Nolan doesn't know how business works, which is fine.
This is what I was thinking when you were saying what you were saying just like 5 minutes ago. I think a lot of their wives have the 9 to 5 in the family.
It's either that or like, listen, we're talking about a guy who created Bane, and from what I understand, he's quite a success when it comes to his own books. So Graham Nolan knows how to make comics, knows how to sell them.
He fulfills on time for what I heard, which is good.
Graham Nolan doesn't obviously realize that he is in a upper echelon of creators who can crowdfund and make enough money to live off of. He is in that high level. Mm-hmm. There's rare air up there. There's not many people in crowdfunding, if you look at the numbers, who are pulling in the numbers that can do that. So it's almost like he's like that movie star who's telling people like, well, I don't have no problem being locked down and you guys should wear your masks and get your vaccines. I'm going to go stay in my $1 million cabin and hang out there and we're going to do the right thing. It's like, well, you don't understand that. You obviously don't understand the situation that if crowdfunding was about living off of it right away, like you should be living off it from day one project, then no one would be crowdfunding. There would be none of the fancy appliances would be crowdfunding. None of none of that stuff would be like. Most creators make money off of crowdfunding from the inventory they have left over from the campaign. So I do a campaign.
Hi, John.
I get a 1,000 book print run done, and then I go spend a year selling those books online and at a convention. That is how you live off of crowdfunding. Yeah. But you don't live off of the money you get from the crowdfund. You use that money from the crowdfund to get print runs and inventory made up, and then you sell that inventory online and at conventions and
because this right here would just be, I don't know, this just rubs off on me Like it's just unethical, on my opinion. You know.
Yeah,
And keep in
yeah.
mind, I even said this in the group chat. Fuck. Oh my god. I need to drink some cum or some
Bless
crack.
you.
Fuck. So sorry about that, guys. My throat was covered in Diddy's cum. I'm joking. Holy shit. So this is what I mentioned in the group chat, which is let's just say they're doing this. Crazy thought here. Why would you tell people that? That is the number one thing people kept saying, or Eric July was pointing out too. He was like, these guys just misuse the funds and live off this shit instead of getting your books done on time. That's why a lot of them got mad at Eric for pointing out what's going on. Even if they are doing this, why are they pointing this out? Why are you saying this? Graham's just over here saying the quiet part out loud. Hey, yeah, we're
Well,
kind
it's
of just
because they
living
need to
off of
do
your money.
this. They need to do this to justify what Rob Hunter did. They need to justify a CG King. So other CG Kings and CG members now are coming out and they're all doing parroting the same narrative where
Yeah.
crowdfunding is supposed to be to live off of. You shouldn't expect your book or your product because that's just if you get it, then you're lucky. You're here, it's taking 5 years when I told you it would only take a year or 4 months is because I'm giving you better quality. So you need to shut up. These are all just part
Quality.
of their marching order talking points in order to defend. Essentially, I don't want to say CG because it's more like just to defend Ethan and his gang, like
Defending
his
like the
cult.
idea of
Yeah,
CG,
because like
especially.
CG itself, it seems to be splintered off, and who really knows what it is anymore? But it really, this is just down to whatever CG was is essentially Ethan and his, you want to call them a cult, gang, club members, whatever you want to call them, his core group, and those who stick with him and defend him. They are to defend the other
Yeah.
kings, and that's all that this is. This is just
Just
a
from the
big,
first line,
yeah,
it's already. This is literally what Rob Hunter said, and everyone literally called him a moron and an idiot. I called him a
yeah.
piece of shit. That's my opinion. And people were like, "Oh, but he was a good guy." Yeah, guy scammed you all out of $32,000. I wouldn't deem a very good guy in my opinion. But just
Yeah.
this is literally what Rob Hunter said, and I don't know why Graham would be like, "Man, fuck, that's what I got to leave my entire paragraph of my tweet off of." This is like ridiculous. The point is to make a living from crowdfunding cash. No. You take the money to make a book. Now, I will say this to be completely fair. This is the only thing I will say to this argument that's even fair to it. If you have leftover money, do whatever you want with it. You fulfilled your book.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's happy. Whatever. At that point, you can do that. But even if you are still at that point, why would you tell someone that? Why would you tell someone that you are using the money that they gave you for a book, even though they got the book? Let's say in this world they did. Why are you telling? I just don't get this thing. Why are people suddenly always just basically doing themselves in? Like they're just saying these quiet parts out loud, and they're like, "Man, I don't know why people are mad." You just literally gave your entire shtick away. It would be like if you went to like one of those magic shows, and the magician just showed you how the tricks were done. You wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. You wouldn't
Well,
care because you know how the soup is made.
they
You
have
know?
two choices. So, like, if you become massively late, you have two choices. One, you own up to it, and you probably, hopefully you be keeping contact with your customers. You own up to it, and if it gets down to the point where you realize you're never going to fulfill, you own up to it, and then you just disappear into the night. Or you can do what EVS did and essentially said, well, no, I'm not wrong. This is taking time because quality takes time. You shouldn't expect your book. You didn't pay for your book. You're paying me to make the book. You're all of this stuff becomes the narrative in order to justify not having to admit that you fucked up, that it's things are not going the way you are. So you either can own up to it or you just turn around and then you create a narrative where that narrative justifies what you did. And that's what they're doing is they're trying to justify
Even this
late
next
books.
part, it all just starts
Yeah.
going into like mega cope, just ridiculous territory. The most expensive aspect of the process is time. Oh, this is crazy. We can't get to the whole tweet. I can go into our topics. Holy shit, another one of these CG tweets. God damn. Okay, so there are people that make significantly less money than this guy that work a job Not just that. They got family. They got like 3 or 4 kids. You can even hear the kids in the background when you have interviews with them. Wife maybe just coming home from work. Time. All the other smaller guys find time to get all that done with working a job, with having kids, with having a family. That's to me is an excuse. I can't deal with that one. The time it takes the writer/artist to create the product. Yeah, people also do all of that while working a 9 to 5, while also having the other life responsibilities with them. Yeah. After that, shipping is following by printing. Okay, well, that's just saying something. We all know that. Every single... I don't know why that's even there. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, thank you. You just told me 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, and here's an important part, too.
Mm-hmm.
It takes... The most expensive aspect of the process of time. The time it takes the writer and artist to create the product. After that is the shipping and print, followed up by the printing. The problem here is if you are crowdfunding, the priority is the shipping and the printing. The money does not get touched until you print and you ship
I see what you're saying.
the book.
Yeah,
that is the priority.
Yep.
No bills get paid. No debt gets covered.
What about my fridge, dude? It's empty.
I don't give a shit. Until that is printed and shipped, then that money is untouchable. That is where the CG is trying to flip the script on this. They're trying to state that if you get 10 grand, I'm going to spend this 10 grand on living while I get this book done. And if there's not enough at the end of it to print and ship the book, well, then you're just going to have to wait till I scrounge up enough cash to do it.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this right here is flip. This should be flip. But to be fair, he was typing this he said this tweet at 4:30.
Well, and also too, though, this is the argument of the point.
You would print before you ship, but you know.
Well, and this is he's arguing, and this is the argument of the point too, is that they're trying to say that the money is for living, and then when you get the book done, print and ship. But what the reality is that money should not be touched until you print and ship. So once that book is printed and shipped, whatever's left over, put it in your pocket, go get a hooker, go gamble, go have fun, vacation, Philly tickets, whatever. But printing and shipping is the top priority of that money, because that is what that money is for. That money is for them to get
it would be like if you were filthy rich and you left aside like $2 million in a trust fund for your kid if they complete X task. Maybe if you die, God forbid, right? But they can't get that money. The bank can't give them that until you actually clear X task first. So yes, it's like, I hate cope territory with these people. Crowdfunding allows the creator to pay his bills during that process. This is where it all starts getting a little muddy. Even if you are doing that, nobody wants to hear that, because that would mean that people get this feeling that they're actually funding your lifestyle than the book. That's what people are going to feel like when you give them that kind of money.
And there should be a warning in the campaign.
But they'll never, they're never going to put
they're never going to do it. But then at the bottom where it says, there's a thing in the bottom like
disclosure, disclaimer.
Disclosure. Yeah, disclaimer. Yeah. Disclaimer. If I do not make $80,000 on this campaign, I will not be able to live off of it enough to make the book and ship and print it. They need to be specific somewhere in that campaign that if they want to play this game, then you need to be more upfront with your goals. How much does it cost you to live for a year? How much are you going to need out of this campaign to fulfill that goal, to live for a year and pay your bills while you're making this book? If it says, if you say it's going to take me 6 months to make this book, well, then how much money do you need to pay bills and survive for 6 months to make this book? And that needs to be in your goal, because if that's not in your goal, then you don't get to take $32,000 and then just say, I can't fulfill the book because I spent all that money.
That's the thing that I want to tackle on to what you just said, because we know they're not going to put that in there ever, because that would be just literally suicide. But if they did put that in there, they could at least use the argument, but I did tell you up front. I'll be honest with you. If they were saying that up front, I wouldn't be that mad about it, because you were letting people know up front from the jump that's what it was going to be. But
Oh,
they never
yeah.
do that. This is a thing people thought was going on, and they just started saying it, acting as if like that was supposed to be the case the whole time. And it's like, no, because from what I remember in original CG stuff, people did that. They took the money, used it for a lot of other things. Many different creators did this and didn't get the books out. That's why people didn't want to give more money to this, because they felt like that's what was going on. People already from the jump did not want to do that because they knew what people would do with the money when they got it. So when he's saying things like crowdfunding allows the creator to pay his bills during the process, nobody wants to fund someone's life. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
They want you to make the damn book. And even if you guys are doing that, don't say that. Or say that up front. Because keep in mind, they're basically saying this as if like you were supposed to know that the entire time. It's like, no, if it wasn't in there, then what if I didn't want to support you in that endeavor? I don't want to do that. I know for sure I don't. Because what I would say to you, get a fucking job, in my opinion. But they'll be like, but I have to do art. Bro, you are sitting in a chair drawing on a piece of paper. You ain't doing nothing special. Get the fuck out of my face. Ain't nothing happening special when you drawing on a piece of paper. That's not like, God forbid, there's people in the mainstream industry that do it literally faster than these people, and some of them are even better.
The only people who get away with this stuff in crowdfunding are the big guys.
Yeah.
Rob Liefeld, 10-year late book. No one even
10 years. God damn,
no one even barely talks about it. EVS, 5 years late on Rainbow Brute, and he's still making thousands of dollars a night on his trash cast.
There was a friend that Donnie Cates had that had a crowdfund go up, still unfulfilled. He wasn't a part of it. It was his friend. It made like $22K, not fulfilled.
Like Mike S. Miller, 3 years late on his book, could care less. Why? Because they still have a huge fan base, and those fans are pumping them super chat money. They're buying stuff off their websites. They're buying their art off of eBay, and these guys can just keep going. If I did that, if I took $5,000 and just didn't make the book and didn't fulfill and told my customers to F off, I'm never going to have another crowdfund again. I'm going to be ostracized from the community. No one's going to trust me. No one's going to do my book again along those lines. It's only these big guys that get away with this stuff, and they get away with it because they have a rabid fan base, cult, tribe, gang, whatever you want to call it, and those people just will make up excuse and excuse and excuse for them, and they'll listen to their lies and their bullshit, and they support them no matter what.
He continued because he said it's up to them to manage that time so as not to whittle into the funds then needed for other expenses. Your only expense should be making the book, printing the book, and then shipping it. That should be the only expenses. That's all the money should be for. That is the beauty of crowdfunding. The backer is part of the process that supports the creation of a new product. Yeah, the backer is supporting the process of creating the product, not paying your bills. How in the world could he make this how in the world did he type this sentence when he just typed this up here and this one? This automatically contradicts what he just put up there. I'll read it again. The backer is part of the process that supports the creation of a new product that allows the artist the time and freedom to create.
Well, he's saying that your money is so that way I don't have to work, so I can make the comic book.
Right.
And then I'll make the comic book. So, in other words, what Graham Nolan is saying,
I'm supporting the creation of the book, but he's like, well,
who paid for Rob Hunter's book,
just
need to shut the hell up. That's what Graham Nolan's saying, because you paid for him to live while he made the book. He wasn't able to do it because you guys didn't give him enough money. So it's not really his problem. It's not my problem. It's not EVS's problem. You guys should have gave us more money, and you really shouldn't be pushing.
Well, it's basically the thing of like, it's your fault you gave Rob Hunter money. You guys were stupid. You fucking peons. You fucking.
But he's not even saying that. Graham Nolan's saying like, you should not be upset because of since Graham Nolan didn't get to fulfill his book, because Graham Nolan didn't have enough money to live enough of to fulfill the book.
So essentially, from what I gather, what he's saying is like basically, you should have just not took a risk on this guy's book. Maybe you should not take as many risks on people because there's a chance that it could not happen because the way crowdfunding plays out. But he just says in his tweet up here that it's up to them to manage the money and time and all that stuff. Well, yeah, if you take money and use it on other things, that's what he says they do, then that's not a, how in the world is that a good business person that's taking money they know is not for other things and they use it? But
Yeah.
Ali said, pay my electric bills and eventually you might get a guy Drew. Crowdfunder backers are not medieval patrons. That money goes to expenses of the campaign items, not so that people can pay their utility bill and mortgage. Yeah.
100%.
These people want you to fucking pay their like electric. I didn't sign up for that. The only way I would ever do that is unless you told me up front I was doing that. But if you never said that, you can't pull the thing of like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. Oh, yeah. But you know, it was basically been this way the entire time. You just didn't ask me. You didn't, but what? That's not how that should work. But here's another one really quickly.
Well, I needed more money, guys, so F off.
OSOTF, what a name. I thought the point of crowdfunding was to try and create an idea with the knowledge that the idea might not work. There is the risk in that. I mean,
that is not what. No, the point of crowdfunding is to pre-order a product so that the inventor of that product can get that product created.
Yeah.
So it should be, if I have a belt buckle on there that's made special so it doesn't dig into fat people's stomachs, then I have the design, I have the belt buckle made, I have everything all set. I just need money to print 1,000 of them. So I'm going to pre-order, sell them to you guys, but I need to make enough to print 1,000. So I need to sell at least 100 of these guys. That's what crowdfunding is. You're paying me.
Also, you're helping that person make that. Because keep in mind, what people are thinking they're giving the money to is they think you can't afford it, because that's basically what it is. You can't afford to do this on your own. So I am monetarily helping you make it. Monetarily helping you make it doesn't mean monetarily also paying your bills. I am giving you money for that idea that this person said. Let's just use this for creating the idea. Yeah, I'm giving you money to create that idea. I'm not giving you money to create a bank transaction. You know?
Yeah.
You guys started promising the prototype with every backing and now make investors wait. That is true to a certain extent. If you stated that the money was going to go to bills and you'll get the book when you want, I don't think people would back that eagerly. This part is true.
Yeah, that's 100% true right there. That is 100% true.
I will say this. Thank you, Graham, for basically saying the quiet part out loud. Again, this is two people that have done it. People that have done it. I hate it.
I'll fight with anyone.
Another one right here. Here's another one.
Pre-orders. There's some people that will get mad if you say that. I don't give a shit. It is a pre-order system. They're ordering a product, and if you don't deliver the product, they should order from you again.
Here's another one. I'm less inclined to back campaigns if I know the money is going to be used on personal bills. Yeah. Now that people potentially, this is Graham Nolan saying, this is one of those higher up CG Kangs, as they call them. Now that people know that might be a potential, will it make a dent in a lot of these bigger guys' campaigns? Probably not. All this does is just hurt smaller people. Well, that's all that will do.
If you're going to give to a Kickstarter Indiegogo, see how many books they're on, see how their fulfillment is, and if it's a first timer, just go digital proof, so that way you don't spend much. And if they do put out a book, then when they go out to do issue 2, then you can follow them. You can see their history, you can see their track record, do a little bit of research, and if you don't want to pay CG guys bills and never get a book, then don't back them. I mean, that's just that simple. If that's their philosophy, then now, don't back them, because if they're not going to get enough money to live off of, then you're not getting your book. So you just might as well just know that ahead of time. And if you give them money, don't bitch when you don't get your book because you knew it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I'm not giving any money to that anymore. I'm good.
Oh, no. I am a super backer on Kickstarter. I've backed hundreds of campaigns, but I have slowed down quite a bit because I don't. Like I won't back
Once I
unless
notice
they
I
have
haven't gotten the
proven track
products
record.
that I backed, if this is just me, if I would have noticed that I backed like 5 campaigns and haven't got them, that's when I would start going like, okay, I just wasted money here. Because keep in mind, it is a waste of money until you have that product or book in your hand. It is a waste of money because you haven't gotten anything. I mean, people like Yanzi will be like, but you know, you can. Or Shane said this. He was like, you can go to your comic book store or comic book shop and buy a ready-made comic. This idea of ready-made comics. All of you, every single person in CG, bought ready-made comics to make you fans of making comics right now. This idea that those ready-made comics back in the day were bad, even though they said that back in the day stuff was better than the stuff now, which is debatably true. You know, that's what literally made you a fan. So I don't get the idea of shitting on that model when that model is what made you who you are. If you didn't have that model and you got people literally back in the day when Image Comics started, from what I know, people hated the idea that they were late. People hated it, and then a few people in the company were like, okay, we need an actual plan. We need to get this stuff done on time. There's the whole drama where, like, I think I forget his name. I think it was Eric Larson was another guy, really wanted to push home getting things done and actually having an actual legitimate business, you know, because other guys were like, I'll just do art. That's what I do. Even that was frowned upon. That was in the damn 90s.
The only guys that really get away with being late anymore in indie comics is CG, because they all just huddle around each other. Aside from that,
and people say it's just Ethan. John Malin's late too.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, yeah, they're all justified being late, and there's multiple guys up and down the echelon that are late, and some guys that'll never fulfill, like Rob Hunter, and they all justify and they all protect each other. They all huddle up, you know, they're all part of that club. So it's like you're CG. So no matter if you're late or don't fulfill or whatever you did with the money, we're going to protect you. And you only really see that, from what I can tell, in CG. Everyone else that I hear about is late is either, you know, they might have a sob story, or they might apologize millions of times, or they just might ghost. But it's not as like they just keep hanging around the community and everything's fine.
Isn't Mandy doing that too? Basically getting a bunch of money and then just living off of it? Because she said Gem-Shock is going to the printer when it's like, she said it went to the printer a while ago. What?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's
this is why you don't trust
too.
dumb hoes. This is why dumb hoes shouldn't be in comic books.
Well, lying to your backers never works. Like when Rob Hunter lied when he said he sent the book off to print. He said all the books were off to print. Well, then if they were all off to print, that means you paid for them. Then that means you got a bunch of books sitting at your house. So then ship them out.
Before we go with the topic, if this is ever a thing, I would never eat this. just that's disgusting. I'm
gonna try one.
Get out.
I want to try.
We lost him.
You gotta try one.
No, I'm good. No. That would be like eating those Reese's white chocolate flavor. Just
what is that flavor even? Like, what is that?
I'm
like,
not even.
That's why I'm so curious. Like, what does breast milk Doritos taste like? Just give me one.
Fucking
just
gross.
Give me one.
It reminds me of when like Skittles try to launch their mustard flavored candy. I was like, that's gross. That is literally disgusting. Mustard tastes like shit. Literal shit. Oh my god.
I'll try one.
Why are we losing him?
Then I'll wash my hands with my Sydney
you need to wash your soul.
Water soap.
Nope. That might have been the most degenerate thing I ever talked about on the topic on the show. Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap. Not only did the fucking soap sell out, it sold out in like less than a minute.
Oh,
that means people were sitting there at their computer refreshing that tab.
That shit's in one of those graded cases on eBay right now for like $10,000, like sealed, perfect condition Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap.
So that is fucking disgusting. I hope you all
Good thing I got mine.
Go to hell. I hope you all go to hell. But
one to save and one to use.
It is time for topic time.
Ah, yes.
So let's have some fun. This one was going to be one of the ones I wanted to talk about for quite some time since it dropped, because this is going to be a literal giga announcement. Not banger, because I don't know what the fucking book could be, because given Marvel Comics' recent quality, yeah, Marvel Comics in the year 2025, going back to the 90s to revisit and have competent dialogue from that time period.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, everyone, I am your fucking dad, and I'm going to fuck your ass.
That was so quick. You didn't even get the... Wow. Wow.
All right. All jokes aside, that doesn't count as a try. That doesn't count as take one.
That does count.
Fucking hell, man. God damn. So, hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And I am dead. Hold on. Wait a minute. I need a drink.
I need a drink too.
Good Lord. I will talk to the chat before we do the topic. Who else is in here? John's Longbox said, you can do whatever you want after the book fulfilled. Until then, that is not your money.
100%. What's up, Dingistan? What's up, DK Bones, Emilio?
Michael bought his Switch too. Also, if you guys are eventually going to listen to this episode or any of the episodes we do topics on the fucking MSK show, just letting you know, there might be several times we get into it, honestly, you know, but I am basically future proofing these episodes for the podcast platform. But very similar to like when you watch like the John Campea show, we go through the topics and then we just essentially, you know, talk a little bit later on. That's kind of what I want moving forward. We can try to work on that. It's my fault, essentially, is just getting in and getting straight all in the topics, like literally digging the topics booty holes out, just fisting them. Riley Reid style, just all holes cream pie.
Well, I mean, if you want to, we can start doing that too. Like as soon as it starts, we'll just go.
Gotta have a set time limit. 5 minutes in. After 5 minutes, just go.
Then hit the topic.
I'm tired as hell. I just worked, came home, I got paid. I paid my internet bill, the rest of it. I already paid my rent this month, so I was already good. I don't have to pay rent until next month. And then I got my pull list, and then I bought one PayPal paying for, because I'm trying to pay off the rest of them first before I get the next 4 of them. And then after that, that's it. I'm gonna probably just end up. I ordered Taco Bell from DoorDash. I don't want to make food tonight. I was fucking tired as hell. Tomorrow I'm gonna just go to the store and get some drinks, and that's it. So tomorrow I'm gonna just do that. That's pretty much it. Sunday, we'll have the Cloud9 podcast with Chaz, because that'll be better for covering the games. And then, well, you know, I'm off Monday, so when I'm off when I'm off Sunday, I am doing the show, and then I'm just like backflipping butt naked in my house, essentially. But speaking of backflipping butt naked and eating out Mary Jane's ass, hey, whoa, that was not an image I needed in my head. Whoa. Okay, joking. All right, let's get down to business. All right. Serious. Black, hot, rich. Wait, I'm not black. White, hot, rich, and good looking. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. Wait a minute. Fucking hell. I'm not really white. I'm black.
Strike 2.
Wow, that's strike 2?
Oh, hell no!
I was raised in a broken and abusive household.
This chicken is cold!
God. That's what I feel like when my wife doesn't make me dinner. Okay. Third time's the charm.
That chicken's cold.
Fucking do this. That's like literally the funniest episode in the whole show. That part where she said, "I'm gonna butt fuck your granddad with this broomstick." I literally, my heart was hurting. I
I
was
love
laughing
that
pretty hard.
show.
That episode was so funny. He was trying to online dating. First lady was like, "Oh no." That show is the best thing they ever made in like the last 20 years. God, can't make it again because people are fucking sensitive as fuck, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm. Dingus Den, I will make love to you later on. No homo. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Spider-Man animated series, one of my favorite comic book series of all time. So this was actually a animated series that I watched when I was a kid. I actually watched it growing up like a lot of people did who grew up in the 90s. I was basically just awake one day, walking around the house because, I was black. I had no dad and my mom was doing something. So, the TV was on and Spider-Man, the animated series came on. That cool ass intro. Just go back and watch that intro. That shit is fire. And I saw this character. His name was Spider-Man. He was swinging around New York City. I was like, what the hell? Oh, that was the coolest thing ever. Now, keep in mind, before I actually watched that series, the very first two I ever watched, but I always tell people, was Batman the animated series was first, and then it was Superman the animated series. But it was Spider-Man, the animated series, that was third. And then after that, it was the X-Men animated series. So essentially, I was born to be a DC fan. Fate had it so I saw DC first, But man, that first season of Spider-Man, the animated series, so goddamn fucking good. I think that's the season that everyone remembers the show for because I'll be fair here. The later seasons got a little bit weaker. I mean, you had like this whole multiverse thing that happened. The whole death of Mary Jane was supposed to be the death of Gwen Stacy and everything. So I want to also let people know about this because this goes to show you how much value of the quality of content you were getting back then versus now. So everyone knows this. This is very public information about this show that's existed forever, honestly. This show, sole creation, was just to sell toys. I'm not kidding you. Literally, the person that basically, I think, was the showrunner or one of the head writers said the only notes he got was just sell toys. That was the only note. But even with just that, this person managed, this creative team, I must give credit to every single person that worked on the show. This creative team was only given one task, just sell toys for the company. And they made one of the most, you would debatably say, best pieces of Spider-Man media ever made. I mean, there's stuff in this show that has influenced movies. Sam Raimi got a lot of his ideas from this show. The whole concept of like the symbiote coming down without having to use like Secret Wars, that was used in the Venom movie in 2018. This entire team just needs a big giant shout out for what they did for the Spider-Man character because Lord God forbid the Marvel Comics never ever did it very well with, later in the years. But I do truly love this series. Dialogue's a little cringy if you watch it back now. But what is not cringy about like 60s to 90s dialogue with some of these movies and TV series? But no, I do truly love this show. I do think it's awesome, barring the later seasons are a little bit weaker. I do think my biggest issue with the show was when they played the whole like death of Gwen Stacy and it was Mary Jane, and then basically Mary Jane was dead, and then Peter didn't know he was fucking a water clone. I'm not kidding you guys. Literally, when he was like, he discovered that the Mary Jane that just appeared in front of him that one season, I think it was season 5 or season 4, he found out that was some sort of like water clone. I was like, whoa. Peter, my dude. First of all, you're having sex with this person. You don't know she's a water clone. Just craziness right there. That's why I always say the later seasons got a little bit more crazy. But I do love what they did with Black Cat. The people who can forget the Morbius shit. I must need more plasma. Like just right there. The shit with Harry Osborn and Green Goblin. They made Hobgoblin pop off. That's when people saw Hobgoblin really take off with the character after that big like theatrical comic books that was Hobgoblin story. It's a story for another day. I'm not going down that road here. That is giant, man. Convoluted bullshit. Daredevil comics back in the day. The Venom arc. This show is the one that made Venom popular for you guys. I mean, without this show, Venom would have maybe have just been big because that first introduction of him was really massive with Tom McFarlane and everything. But it was really this show that really propelled Venom into that like top 5 Spider-Man villain that all you guys know and love so to this day. You know, the voice acting solid in the show. I mean, they had debatably, you could also say this is the piece of Spider-Man media that started the Spider-Verse as a concept. So many great concepts, writing, dialogue, the emotional beats. But this show will always be a reminder of something. My boy Peter just can't ever be happy. They killed off Mary Jane. They got this dude fucking a water clone. She literally isn't real. And she was like, man, this Mary Jane person loved you a love. They're just going like, what? How? She literally, before she like evaporated and shit, she literally was like, I think that Mary Jane girl would have been happy to have you or some shit like that. They just can't let Peter be happy, even in one of the greatest depictions of Spider-Man media of all time. But then, that's not even the worst part. So essentially, the show ends with Madam Web and that whole Stan Lee episode, and it's the infamous cliffhanger where Peter finds out that Mary Jane actually isn't dead. She's actually in this like kind of time loop that the Green Goblin put her in. So that's that, right? So you're like, okay. So they continued, right? No. For what I just said there. That's the infamous cliffhanger. That's when the show ends. It's just done. So this cliffhanger has been around since like, damn, when the show ended at 5 seasons every year since 98? 99?
I'm surprised they didn't do like an X-Men 97 thing and just bring out a whole
like they have an arc in that show with like, because they have time travelers in X-Men, like Cable, characters like that.
They had Spider-Man in X-Men 97. Spider-Man made a cameo in that.
And a lot of people thought, they're going to bring this back. They thought,
they thought they were going to bring it back. Yeah. They used the voice actor from the animated series. It was that Spider-Man. So I'm kind of surprised to see they're doing it in comic form because it's like, is that really? I don't know. I mean, is that good enough, or would we like to see it actually?
But that's the thing, because I know a lot of people were excited to hear this. Like, I'm gonna get that resolution to that cliffhanger that's just been so infamous. I mean, you could even say this is one of the most infamous cliffhangers of a TV show ever. Honestly, it's guys, this cliffhanger has been broken down and debated amongst comic fans forever, and we're finally gonna get a resolution to that. So there's many things to break down before we even cover the information here. One, I do not trust current Marvel Comics anything to pull this off. I'm sorry. I don't. There's no way current Marvel Day Comics writers in 2025 will be able to pull off this massive cliffhanger that has been looming over this show pretty much my entire adult life. No way. I don't believe it. I literally will say this. I'll believe it when I see it. It's a thing we used to say growing up, you know? I gotta see it first. There's no way I'm just gonna be like, oh damn, Marvel Comics, fucking great idea here. So it actually is a great idea. Oh shit, it's 2025. We're not in the 90s. God damn, fuck me, right? Then it was revealed the person that pretty much did all the creative legwork for this show, they're not even gonna involve him. This is why this company will always continue to fail comic book wise. The person, I think it was John Semper Jr., if I'm mistaken on that, made all these concepts for a show that I said earlier was only designed to fucking sell toys. Did all this stuff for them. And you know what he got? A giant middle finger up his ass. Well, we'll just use someone else. Who better to bring back to finish the show after the cliffhanger they dealt to him? No, we'll get someone better. We'll get my own people. You fucking, what in the world? What is wrong with them? Hey, I'm the guy that did the show. I made all your concepts. I brought you all these things. Nah. Just fuck me. Literally, I need that Jonah Hill super. Just fuck me, right? Just fuck me.
You got to get that clip.
What in the world? It's crazy that they're addicted to stupid ideas. I think they literally smoke crack in these editor rooms. I think they smoke so much crack, their eyes have rolled back repeatedly, like in those Exorcist movies. You don't even have eyelids anymore. They're just fucking white. In this comic, if I don't see Peter putting his whole fat cock in Mary Jane's fat ass, it scrap the whole series. And keep in mind, this is the thing where, all jokes aside, this is a cliffhanger a lot of people want to resolve for years. There's just no possible way they could even basically end the series off on a high note that people are going to be happy about. There's just no way. That's not. If people know the curse of TV show endings, oh, fucking hell, you just wouldn't have been alive to know these things. But
is this going to be a limited series, or is it going to be one issue, or
4-part mini series?
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the thing is, there's no way they're going to be able to come up with a actual satisfying conclusion for Peter. And keep in mind, they can't even keep Peter happy in their main continuity. Are you going to tell me they're going to keep him, basically going to resolve this animated series in comic book form and have him be the good guy that wins at the end of the day and he gets the girl and he marries her? They don't even allow him to be married in the main continuity. I'm supposed to believe that he's going to have the happy ending here? Keep in mind, this is actually one of the most hyped up things that I've heard them announce forever. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, damn. It's just, they're just so bad with Peter and Parker and Spider-Man right now. There's just no way I could believe they're going to make this good. There's no way. I don't believe it. I would have to read the entire thing to believe it, to fucking see if they can actually make Peter Parker not only win, get the girl, find where she's at, resolve that all in 4 issues, and then satisfy that cliffhanger. I just don't believe it. Before we get to the actual thing we're going to read here, what did you want to say about this first?
I kind of feel like the same way you do. It's like, I don't really trust Marvel to be able to pull it off. It's kind of sad that we're not going to get at least one more season, especially with the success of X-Men 97. It doesn't really sound like they're interested in doing anything else. And it's just, I just don't trust that they're going to be able to pull it off. Only 4 issues. I'm not excited. I'm not going to buy it. I mean, that's like, I'm not really that interested in it.
Well, damn, you just broke my heart. You broke my little 90s kid heart. Damn.
Well, I'll buy it if we're going to review it.
Damn, on that last issue, if it doesn't end in rainbows and sunshines, I'm burning that book to the ground. I'm just done. Spider-Man, the animated series, officially returns to resolve its infamous 90s cliffhanger. Fear not, 90s kids, because the cliffhanger ending from Spider-Man's iconic animated series is finally getting the resolution it deserves. Marvel Comics has announced a brand new miniseries set in the continuity of Spider-Man, the animated series, that will finally pick up where the series left off after its shocking 5th season ending. Marvel Comics just made the day of every Spider-Man fan who was around for the hero's beloved 90s cartoon by announcing Spider-Man 94, a new 4-issue miniseries set in the cartoon's canon. The miniseries brings Spider-Man legend and Spider-Man the animated series contributor J.M. DeMatteis together with Jim Toe. The series will pick up after the cliffhanger in the 5th season's final episode, Chapter 2, Farewell Spider-Man. Not only is the new miniseries going to finally resolve this infamous plot point, but it also promises to debut 2 villains never before seen in the original series. So here is the cover for issue 1. Looks cool.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not really digging how small Green Goblin is on there, honestly.
This is Ed McGuinness. Is that McGuinness?
I don't know, honestly. Spider-Man, the animated series, originally aired on the Fox Kids network from 1994 to 1998 and had 5 seasons total. The series followed a college-age Peter Parker as he navigated his life, balancing his personal affairs and the life of his super alter ego Spider-Man. Keep in mind, the series, I know a lot of people have known him to be like in high school. This series just put him in college. He was already dealing with college shit. We're not going to high school. It's a little too old for that shit at the point. That was in the 90s too. The show was famous for adapting numerous comic storylines, including Secret Wars. The show ultimately ended with the 5th season, which featured a frustrating cliffhanger that saw Spider-Man begin a search for Mary Jane Watson, who had fallen into an interdimensional portal. Unfortunately, fans never got to see Spider-Man's search for Mary Jane. Granted, fans did get confirmation that Peter found Mary Jane thanks to their cameo appearance in X-Men 97's first season finale, Tolerance is Extinction Part 3. What a name for an episode. However, it's a bit unsatisfying to not actually see that play out. Sure, any Spider-Man fan alive knows in their heart Peter was going to save Mary Jane, but the magic is seeing it play out. What kind of hell did he go through to find her, and what happened in Spider-Man's life after the chaos settled? The finale raised a lot of questions, which thankfully Spider-Man 94 has the opportunity to answer. Also, here is, I think they had up here some of the covers, right? No, my brain is just fried. That one looks cool. I like that one a lot.
That's a good cover too.
That looks amazing. I like that one. So, barring my brain just completely fried, it always bites. Really? It always bites. Spider jokes. Really? Whatever. It's cool. It's fine. It always bites when shows end before being able to answer any burning questions fans have. While it's not a full revival in the spirit of X-Men 97, which similarly started out as a comic first, it's a great first step that can more than answer anything fans want to know. Also keep in mind, there's no way Sony would allow Disney right now to make a Spider-Man animated series continuation. I know a lot of people kept asking that, but this goes to show you why the average person is just not in the know. Like, do people even still know that Sony has full control over Spider-Man? Like, basically, Disney can only really get in when they make a different deal, live action wise and everything. And I imagine that animated series, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man they probably jump through hoops to get even that made. There's no way Sony would allow Disney to do Spider-Man the animated series. No way. That's never happening. Heck, it's also going to include things they didn't expect, such as the debut of villains who weren't in the original cartoon. While it remains to be seen what's ahead for Spider-Man's new series, rest assured it's going to finally give longtime fans the answers they've been hoping for. Spider-Man 94 issue number 1 is available from Marvel Comics on September 3rd, 2025. Wow. Interesting. So, I'll ask you, man, what are your closing thoughts and opinions on Spider-Man 94?
I might pick it up. I'll find out who the artist is. I like the fact that one of the original showrunner writers is involved in the writing. So I imagine they already had a script made out for season 6. But, one of those things where they just didn't get approved, but they had ideas and brainstorming. So hopefully some of that will be in there, so it'll be a true to form deal. If the artwork's good on the inside, it'll be worth picking up. I might wait for the graphic novel, though, and just pick the collected.
True. Also, I will say this, because I know I just said Warren's final thoughts. There was this from John Semper Jr. This came from Spider-Man News, where it said John Semper Jr., head writer of the 90s Spider-Man animated series, has revealed that he has no involvement in the Spider-Man 94 comic and wasn't even told or consulted about it by Marvel. Just holy.
Why not?
Why are they like this?
Why
so
not?
He actually went to Twitter and talked about it. Yeah, John Semper is on Twitter and he talked about it.
No, I'm not as enthusiastic.
He says, I got a text message this morning from my good friend Matt Dunford telling me that Marvel is continuing my Spider-Man animated series in comic book form in a 4-issue limited series, called it Spider-Man 94. Since I will no doubt be asked about it by fans of the series, no, I am not involved with this comic book, and no one at Marvel approached me to be involved in any way. This goes to show you, Marvel announces cool thing, gets people interested. Hey, can the original people come back and do it? Nope. Just nope. You will get this and fuck off. Good Lord. No, I am not involved with this comic book, and no one at Marvel approached me to be involved in any way. Matt's text message was the first I heard of it. The internet tells me that J.M. DeMatteis is the writer of the comic book, and I have nothing but the greatest respect for him. His amazing body of work over the years in both animation and comic book speaks for itself, and I'm positive this new comic book is in great hands. I hired him years ago to participate in writing one episode of my series, which ran for 65 episodes, and I thoroughly enjoyed working with him. Where he now chooses to take the series story-wise is entirely his decision. But for the record, they are not my creative choices, nor do they represent any oversight by me. Yes, it would have been nice, some might even say respectful, if Marvel had reached out to me at some point as a courtesy, but I have long ago abandoned all expectation that Marvel would acknowledge any of my contributions to the Marvel Universe. Like, for instance, my creation of what is now known as the Spider-Verse. So I wish them well and encourage us to all celebrate with good cheer this 30th anniversary year of Spider-Man the Animated Series. And keep your eyes open on all my socials, especially YouTube, because I intend to launch my own celebration of my series in the near future. In the immortal words of my mentor, Stan the Man, nuff said. Okay, so this later right here is just him, shilling his other work, but this is the main part of it. It's like all of his contributions and Marvel just ignores you because this is how Marvel thinks. Oh, John, you should have been honored to write for our character, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Marvel is kind of known for this now. They're not known as a nice company. Artists have come out and talked about the pay scale. They're not nice. Like, family members and creators have to sue in order to get recognition. It's just
Jack
they're not
Kirby
a nice
had to sue
yeah.
for his original artwork. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're just not a nice company, and they haven't been for a long time. I don't even know if they've ever have been a nice company. It sounds like they're almost terrible to work for in some aspects. Amazing characters to work with, and I can imagine at times it can be pretty cool with the fan base, but the company itself seems like it would be, pretty bad.
Well, and the dog made a cameo appearance in the video, but no, like I do like the show a lot. It was one of the very first superhero pieces of media I ever seen, and I do truly love Spider-Man, guys. Spider-Man omnibuses are almost insta-buy for me. I have plenty of Spider-Man comic books and everything. I do truly love the character. It was one of the only character I had comic books growing up with, barring the limited amount that I had. And, this show has done so much for the character, and just to see that they didn't even consult the main guy is just like, why?
Why, and snubbing him and then using his Spider-Verse like in all forms of media, movie, TV, live action. Like, it's
This is
just
how Marvel Comics works. You create for us, and then you get nothing. Creator, can I get 5%? You get 0. Can I get 10%? You get 0.
No,
Can
you got the
fuck
joy
my
of
wife?
working for me.
Yeah, you get the privilege and joy of working for me. I'm the person you really want to do stuff for. Sign the dotted line. Literally, they're Mephisto from One More Day. I'll take all of your future revenue and earnings. But yeah, for me, maybe I'll just buy it and trade. Maybe I'll buy it single issues just to have like the memories right there in front of me. I don't know yet. We'll just have to see who's going to be reading and reviewing it with me when we're doing it. I don't hate the idea. I like the idea. We do know the ending. He does get her. So that kind of gives me a little bit of like faith because they already kind of spoiled that. So that's good. But I know the ending. What's that middle part? That middle part scares me because they had this man fucking a water clone.
And is she going to be jealous when she finds out?
She won't. She'll be evaporated. So, yeah. If you guys are fans of the Spider-Man animated series, you get a 4-part miniseries resolving that 5th season cliffhanger. So, are you guys going to buy the book? Who knows? And that's kind of the joke there. No one buys these books anymore. They just buy them for the covers and don't read them. Almost like Comicsgate. backers. Jokes aside. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Goodbye. All right. That was a banger. More like a bang her. I will just say women are always jealous.
Yes.
Always. Just posted a picture and then this girl was like, "Oh, that's your new girlfriend now." Oh my god, women are just so oh, women are just so cringe. Yeah, it's a dog. Oh. Yep, this is the next one. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. All right, give me one sec here. Just, good lord, I've never seen a team play that bad. This girl isn't even cute. Why do people keep propping this girl up? There's a girl named Cinnabrit. She is a fucking 4 out of 10. Girl is not attractive. Just lord, James would like her. She's black, but it's just she's gross.
Now, Cinnabit.
Why is no one talking about Ghost Machine? Like Ghost Machine with Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok and all those guys just gets no traction. It's crazy at this point. You know, he left to go do his own thing at Image Comics, to have his own creator own stuff there, and it's just has it
any
moved the
good?
needle? I know I read the preview. I read the preview one-shot book. So they put out a Ghost Machine #1 one-shot preview book. None of the stuff was really that bad, except Hornsby and Halo. That was trash. That should get canceled in 3 issues. It isn't. It's at 8 issues now. Who the fuck's reading that? It's ridiculous. Rook Exodus I thought it was really good. Most of the first wave of stuff was good. The previews that I got were good, but it's weird how no one's talking about it. Like, it fell off on the ICV2 charts a long time ago. It's just, even Jeff Johns basically kind of like going, you would say, full indie, or what I'll say, he essentially just went to Image Comics as a famous mainstream guy. Not being able to move the needle that's pretty concerning, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I read of Rook Exodus was cool as hell. It was awesome. It's just, why is that idea not taking off harder? You know, maybe more people will buy it when it comes in trade. And it already has, though. And it's going to be an oversized hardcover very soon. But if it's not even moving the needle in trade-wise, then I'll have to see really quickly before we go into this next topic. ICV2. Oh, my goodness. Jeez. ICV2.
It is one of those things, too. You find a really awesome comic, and it's just not doing well. And you're just wondering, like, come on, guys. This is a great book.
This is June, right?
So we get more.
This is June, so the sales would be for April. Oh, we haven't seen the sales for April 2025 on ICV2. Holy crap. I used to go over these all the time. I like going over these. They're fun. Let's do comic books. Would it be for March? No way. I need... Good God. No. That's March. I need... That's in sales. I would need Webtoon. I don't read that crap. Webtoons are for losers. Where's my top May book scan? Top 20 manga authors. No, none of that. Oh my god. Ward, I'm losing my brain here. Top 50 comics for... Because what's the last month? Last month was April, right?
May.
Last month was May?
We're at the end of June right now, going into July.
God. I was... Woo!
We're looking at May, my friend.
Oh, my God. My whole brain fried and shit. Okay, before we get to the topic, I'm going to let this fire truck pass through, but this was the top-selling books on the ICV2 charts right here.
Is that May?
This was May. Yeah. Top 50 comics, May 2025. So your top 10 is Invincible Universe Battle Beast issue #1, Absolute Batman issue #8, Absolute Superman issue #7, Ultimate Wolverine issue #5, Absolute Green Lantern issue #2, Amazing Spider-Man issue #3, Ultimate Spider-Man issue #16, Godzilla vs. Spider-Man #1, One World Under Donald Trump issue #4, and Absolute Flash #3. Good lord. So it's Marvel, DC dominated up here. Image Comics, Transformers still That's so ironic. Transformers issue number 20 at number 20. Just all the ironies right there. Spider-Man and Wolverine number 1 debuting at 22. That is this series canceled 10 issues. Calling it now. Calling it now. Spider-Man and Wolverine can't be a top 10 book?
Hey, and that's
Just from name alone?
I bought that one and it looks really good too.
I bought it too. It looked great. Yeah. But Spider-Man and Wolverine should be up here.
I would think so.
But DC just dumped? Because how many books are in the top? Okay, so minus Battle Beast. So DC, let's just go top 10. So DC has 1, 2, 4 books in the top 10. Marvel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Marvel beats them by 1 book more in the top 10. Now, if you count things to like 12, still probably basically even. Superman Unlimited number 1 is 18. That's a number 1, people. It's a brand new series that just started at number 1. Oof. That's not good. Let's see. Gwenpool. Get that off the fucking charts. Throw that in the fucking outer space. Incredible Hulk. I don't know why the DC Sonic crossover never got. That should be a slam dunk crossover right there. Hey, Jeff made it. My boy Jeff made it. I like it. Storm number 8. That's falling off by next month. That won't even be there, honestly. That's not going to be there. Comics. Oh, my goodness. I need to know. Oh, my God. Not this. Good Lord. You always do this to me. I always make things so much bigger, and then I can't find my way out of it. Pause. Let's do... How would you classify graphic novels? You would put, what would you put?
What, for the search? Like graphic
Pretty sure it's graphic novels, right?
Or
yeah.
Trade paperback, maybe?
Let's try and see.
It should be under graphic novel, though.
They have it for manga, but let's see. They should have it here. They should. Because last time I checked, it was basically Ultimate Spider-Man that was dominating it. That's the last one I checked.
Yeah.
Let's go to... It's graphic novel. Yeah, it's weird how it's called graphic novels, even though they're not even called that. They're called trade paperbacks. But people just call them graphic novels because it's just a collected edition of something.
Yeah.
I thought Superman Unlimited was just okay. Already dropped it off my pull list. Oh, damn. If you're dropping a book after issue 1, that shit must have been, like, not good. Give me 1 sec. We're almost going to go to the next topic in just a moment. I'm trying to find this. I'm determined now. I want to find it. Really? It's not going to load?
I found the top 20.
Oh, is it top 20? Okay.
I found the top 20 for May.
So put in top 20 graphic novels in?
Yeah, it showed up on ICV2 under top 20 graphic
novels. Oh, I found
novels.
it. Yep, you're right. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. This is why I have Warren here. He's too smart for me. He knows how to type in the internet. Dragon Ball, super dope. Oh, what's up, buddy? Long time no see. How you doing, man? Hopefully you're doing pretty good. I would have read issue 2, but just downsizing my pulls. I'm not spending as much. Yeah, that may make sense. You know, that you're white and, you know, and rich and good looking. So no more comic books. You got to go out and get girls. Gosh. So here are the top 20. Sorry, top 20. Geez. Top 10 best-selling graphic novels for May 2025. Transformers Volume 3, Combiner Chaos. I bought this. Kingdom Come DC Comics Edition. I didn't buy this version yet. I have the trade already, but I usually buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up.
I usually buy the compact versions anyway. Just even like have the other versions myself because you know someone wants to read one, then I could give them that one. Saga Volume 12. I don't know what the hell that is. The Invincible Compendiums. This thing has been like a top graphic novel seller ever since that animated series started. I finally pulled the trigger and bought my own too.
Spider-Man Volume 1, Ultimate Spider-Man 1 is number 7. It's still in the top 10 in May. And it's like, what, 3 or 4 is out now, or 3 is out?
No, the second trade came out not too long ago. They're on issue like 16 at this point of the series.
Okay.
So it's got some longevity there. The Jeff verse trade. I bought anything Jeff related is insta buy for me. A land shark that can walk? Insta buy. Court of Owls trade, DC Compact Comic. Just a bunch of Invincible stuff. Jeez. Ultimate X-Men Volume 2. Transformers Compendium Volume 1. Oh, I know what that is. That's not anything with good lord. That's not anything
all
with
the
Image
old stuff.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
that's not Image and Skybound. That is basically the original Transformer comics molded into one compendium, very similar to what they did with G.I. Joe like last year or earlier this year on the Kickstarter. Yeah. So they ran a Kickstarter similar to what they did with G.I. Joe, and they just put the direct market covers out. I bought it. I bought the Daniel Warren Johnson cover. That book is ass as fat, just like my wife's. That shit is juicy. Look at all these DC compact comic books here. All of DC's best-selling stuff is just their compact comic versions. Because it's only $10. $10 for the full thing? Sign me up. Transformers Deluxe oversized hardcover. So that right there is the that's the Image Comics Skybound Daniel Warren Johnson stuff. So if you want to read the first 2 arcs for issues 1 through 12, you would get that. And then if you want to get, or if you're collecting it in trade paperback, you get the 3rd trade paperback here. But if you're only collecting it in oversized hardcover, you're going to have to wait a little bit of time for volume 2 because the second arc is literally on. Yeah, the second arc is literally ongoing right now. I don't think they're even done with the 4th arc yet. Yeah, you'd be getting, so those are the first 2 arcs. So volume 2 would be arcs 3 and 4. Yeah, you're going to be waiting a while to get arcs 3 and 4 in oversized hardcover. But I would just get all 3 trades right now if you want to be the most caught up you can. And then you could just buy the floppy titles after that. Because this goes to like issue, I think, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you would need to buy issues, 18 through 20 if you're going to do that. That's my opinion. But I just wait for the trades on this stuff. Void Rebels Volume 3. Watchmen should be falling out of this by next month. And just Transformers Volume. Yeah, good lord. Damn. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I heard that before.
I never even heard of that one.
I think I know what this is. I think I do. I have a pretty good idea. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2 in the same run as 15. So, yeah. Ultimate Spider-Man. Here. Number 10. Solid. Very solid. All right. What else is here? Beside my hot sex life. Eric, what's up, buddy? Oh, I will be giving you guys my review of it. I bought it. I told you guys we're gonna review it. You guys know I'm fucking busy as hell. You know, keep in mind, you know, I try to read some reviews of some comic books without like spoiling anything for myself, but that can always be very hard. You ready for some classic topic juicy goodness, sir?
Let's rock and roll.
Did your dog take a nap on your lap?
Yep.
Your dog is sleeping in your forearm.
Yeah, he'll sleep like this when I'm drawing.
Really?
Yeah.
You can draw like that just with him there?
I can so, when I draw on my tablet, I can draw while he's sleeping like this.
Good lord. Yeah, and even Eric, that's what I said too. It's like not every mainstream comic is bad. I and you know that too. Because like I would and keep in mind, it's just me. When I read and review something, if I don't think it's good, I'll just tell you I don't think it's good. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't ever go read and check it out. Or if I say it's good, you might go and buy it and you say it's bad. These things are not always one-to-one. I always try to tell people what I think is good, but if I'm not very happy with the series, I will just tell you not. Do not buy Deadpool Wolverine WW3. That is legitimate trash. That is dookie dog shit. Burn. If you find that book in the store, burn it. Literally, it's not even worth $10. It's not even worth toilet paper. Literally, toilet paper you buy to wipe your ass is more worthwhile than that dog shit. Literally, worst thing I've read ever since I started doing this. At bottom of the barrel, trash, my opinion. That's Marvel Comics at their worst, in my opinion. Nothing is worse than that trash. Nothing is worse than that. I promise you. You've not read anything worse than that dog shit. That shit is bad. God. I actually had more fun reading Zeb Wells' Spider-Man first initial issues in his run over than that dog shit. World War III. Yeah, if anyone's never read Deadpool Wolverine WW3, you're in for a treat of shit. Just all types of awful and that fucking ass. But I always say this too, buy any form of comic you want. And people still meme on me for buying mainstream stuff. Yeah, I'm just saying, if the stuff is good, I'm gonna buy it. If it's come on, I'm not reading everything. I'm not reading everything. I don't read every book. I only just read stuff I think I'm gonna like, or I'm gonna take it off. At one point, if I know I'm not gonna ever have a chance to read and review it for you guys, I'll just buy it and read it, review it, and trade. Hey, dog woke up, and now it's just there.
Yeah, he does his own thing.
My God.
Also, where he likes to sleep too.
Behind your head.
Yeah, he's like a heated little pillow.
Goodness gracious. All right. So let's get to this next juicy topic. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about more Marvel and DC comics crossovers happening. So we did a video on the channel talking about the initial announcement of Marvel Comics and DC Comics literally confirming your mom might lick my booty hole. Strike two. Okay, all right, I'll be serious. I'll be cereal. Frosted Flakes are better than Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Captain Crunch. Raisin Bran is trash.
Who eats Raisin Bran?
Old 80-year-old grandmas. Your mom would probably eat. If your mom eats Raisin Bran, you know where you got your bad taste of cereal from. Who eats? They give Raisin Bran cereal to like old ladies and old folks' homes. That shit is dookie trash.
No, I'm a Frosted Flakes fan myself.
He did the meme. He did the Norman Osborn meme from. Oh God, I hate it. All right, let's have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about more Marvel Comics and DC Comics crossovers coming your way. So Marvel Comics and DC Comics are no stranger to crossovers. They crossed over a lot in the 70s to 90s period. Then they did it one more time in the early 2000s with the whole JLA Avengers crossover. Then after that, they literally had no interactions with each other at all, basically up until it was revealed that they would actually be working together to actually do two omnibuses based off of their crossovers from the 70s to the 90s. But from what you guys don't know about that DC Amalgamate Omnibus is it doesn't have the JLA versus Avengers story in there, from what I know. I could be wrong. So that was the first announcement. Like, whoa, they're going to team up to make an omnibus together? I did buy the first one. I have to buy the Amalgamate one, but I do have the first one they did. Gorgeous. Beautiful. That George Perez cover. Oh, so good. But it goes to show you that when the comic book industry is in the current state it is right now, from everything that we know, them teaming up is pretty concerning because they didn't do it, whatever, since like 2004. So like what, for 21 years, they're like, we're good. We don't gotta collab at all. I'm just saying, I like that they'll collab with each other again. I'm cool with that, but let's not pretend this was out of some sort of like, we want to do it because everything's rainbows and sunshines. No, the fucking dollar signs ain't making sense. I'm like, okay, let's
like, hey, we're both sucking right now. Let's try to combine and do something.
So there was this, kind of, I think it was a comic book summit. Those events that shop owners go to where they have Heidi McDonald talking about how great the industry is and how much money it's making, which is all not true. So there was this event where it was revealed that they were going to be working together officially, not just based off of reprinting their work together in omnibus format. We're actually going to get legitimate current day Marvel and DC crossovers. And then later on after that, we were like, okay, it sounds pretty cool. We got more details on it. So basically Marvel gets their turn first. They get to pick their writer, their artist, their team. DC gets to do the same. Their artist, their writer, their team. Marvel goes first. DC goes second. Later was revealed Deadpool and Batman will be the characters chosen for the first crossover. Marvel got Zeb Wells and Greg Capullo. I love Greg Capullo's art. So damn good. Zeb Wells. I read the first 6 issues of a Spider-Man run, and I was a lot left to be desired there. I will give him credit. I didn't hate it. Initially up front, came out, I didn't read the whole thing. I just read the first trade. The biggest problem I have with it, that cuck nature around Peter was that almost made me want to just end it all. It's crazy. I don't think he actually wrote a bad first initial 6 issues, but that cuckness, yikes. Good God. DC's Grant Morrison coming back, because he was talking about, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a Batman book. All right, cool. Awesome. We thought it was going to be a serious house and a serious butt fucker. No, that's a joke. That's not the book's name, guys. A serious house and serious earth kind of thing. No, not that. He's going to do this. Grant Morrison coming back, writing a Batman story with Dan Mora. DC just knocking out of the park. Home run. Marvel's over here with Zeb Wells. Jesus, literal Christ. Good job, Marvel. Never ceases to amaze me. Even in announcements like these, they have to just always kind of fuck you over. They just have to sour your fucking announcements all the time with their bullshit. So then after that, someone actually got their hands on the book. And you know how leaks happen. They take pictures of it. I think comic book shop owners have it, but they can't leak it themselves because they get in trouble for that. So they kind of send it to a friend and then they leak it on like Reddit. So there was a preview page of all the crossovers coming up that got revealed. These are really interesting. We're going to have a Daredevil Green Arrow one. Kevin Smith is going to be able to write a story, which is like, Marvel Comics just had Kevin Smith write a giant size Spiderman #1 story in that. But here is the next lineup of Marvel Comics and DC Comics characters crossing over. Captain America, Wonder Woman confirmed for DC Marvel crossover. Which heroes will clash in the coming event? If they don't have sex, this is an automatic failure, in my opinion. I need my boy Steve Rogers to literally just doggy style this bitch so damn hard, his whole dick gonna fall off.
That's a cool team up. I like that team up.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, team up. We're talking like in the bed where she's humping him.
Well, I mean, that would be cool too, especially for Steve.
We're degenerate. We need help.
He's never going to do it because he's a Boy Scout.
Damn. If she like got on her knees and started throat goating, if you guys know the reference to that, that'd be amazing. Honestly, won't happen because you guys have no balls anymore. The forthcoming crossover between Marvel and DC has just confirmed a meeting between Captain America and Wonder Woman. The two publishers rocked the comics world by announcing a new series of crossovers appearing later this year. The first meeting between them in over 20 years. The upcoming Marvel DC Deadpool Batman issue #1 will not only feature the two heroes, but other exciting team-ups as well. Keep in mind, these are both one-shots, too. They're not a 4-issue miniseries kind of thing. Marvel announced the backup features for Marvel DC Deadpool Batman issue #1, the main story written by Zeb Wells and drawn by Greg Capullo, had previously been revealed. Joining Wells and Capullo will be Chip Zdarsky and Terry Dodson for the aforementioned Captain America Wonder Woman crossover. Writer and filmmaker Kevin Smith will return to 2 characters he helped define, Daredevil and Green Arrow, in a feature drawn by Adam Kubert. Adam Kubert art is fantastic. Even in that shitty. You go ahead.
So's Terry Dodson. So they're bringing in MVPs to do the art on this stuff.
Oh yeah, the art's gonna look great because even in that Deadpool Wolverine WW3 awful dookie shit miniseries, Adam Kubert's art was phenomenal in that series. Absolutely phenomenal artist, just top to bottom. Finally, my boy Jeff the Land Shark will throw down with Crypto in a short story by Kelly Thompson and Guri Hiru. Marvel also revealed Capullo's epic cover as well. So here are the images. We already know these from the first time that we had covered this as a topic, but that's my boy Jeff meeting of a Crypto the Super Frog. That's so cute. Oh, it's awesome. What are they going to talk about? Forgot. They can't talk. It's a shark and a dog. They don't speak.
Doesn't Jeff talk?
Does Jeff talk? I don't fucking remember, honestly.
He does on the video game. I don't know much about Jeff the Shark.
from what I saw of the trade paperback, it was kind of like Tom and Jerry kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But that is cool right there. Crypto and Jeff. All right, it's cool. I always say this for stories. You need those cute little animals. That's what really gets people. Those little cute animals have their own little thing going on in the background. Awesome thing. But yeah, this is the Green Arrow, Daredevil one. This is an odd pairing, but I kind of get it. It's kind of like Batman and Superman without the extra added like overpoweredness to them. You know, 'cause I can see the dynamic of this kind of working a little bit. Like
Kevin Smith wrote really great runs for both of these characters. The Daredevil run and the Green Arrow run that he had were both pretty well taken in. So I can see that's another reason why they're putting both those characters with him. And with Adam Kubert art, I think it's going to be good.
The two biggest comic book publishers in North America, Marvel and DC, are integral parts of the pop culture land space. Historically, the two companies have been rivals, but every so often, they have buried the hatchet and published crossovers between their biggest characters. Yeah, they're doing it now when dollars, the bank accounts are getting red, and it's not making sense to do this anymore.
Yeah, they gotta pay the electrical bill.
Yeah, they gotta use our money to pay the electric bill. Oh shit! Fuck. I bet you, Soy Whack was literally coming in his chair when he heard this news, like Randy Marsh in South Park in that one episode. They had no internet. Oh my god. This trend stretches back to the 1970s and reached its zenith 30 years ago in the landmark Marvel vs. DC vs. Marvel event. That last crossover between the two titans was 2003's JLA Avengers, and for many years, it looked as if that would be the last crossover. A bunch of people on near mint conditions, most wanted omnibuses or collected editions. This story right here, the one by this is JLA Avengers, hasn't been reprinted in a very long time. You'd be forking over some decent cash to get that, honestly. Naturally, the news that Marvel and DC were gearing up for another crossover sent shockwaves through the industry. The two respective universes have undergone dramatic changes since the last crossover. Yeah, DC's had like 20,000 reboots since then. Marvel now has two Ultimate Universes. Jesus Christ. Including many new characters. Deadpool, who was not quite the superstar in 1995 that he is today, was absent from the first crossover. His popularity has soared since then, making him a natural choice to kick off a new series of crossover between Marvel and DC. Fans were left wondering who else was going to get involved, and now Marvel has provided some answers. Deadpool is only really popular technically because of the movies and like Joe Kelly's run.
And Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, literally just those three.
Yeah.
That video game he had came out for himself. It's like kind of talked about, but it's not talked about in the same way that the Batman Arkham games or the Spiderman Insomniac first game is talked about.
Yeah.
You know? People say the Deadpool video game ruined the character. No one talks about that fucking game at all. Like, good lord. The pairings Marvel announced today are exciting and reflect the changing nature of each publisher's universe. Both Captain America and Wonder Woman participated in the first Marvel vs. DC event, but did not cross paths. Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, was deceased at the time of the first crossover, and he is sure to make his presence felt this go around. The meeting between Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto is sure to be cute and heartwarming, and most decidedly deadly. I'm pretty sure Crypto would kill that thing, because he's a talking land shark. Crypto is the superpowered dog. But then again, I'm glad comic book fans can debate on what's more powerful, a superpowered dog or a talking shark. We're already in the territory of crazy right there. Crypto was not around for the first crossover either, and its inclusion speaks volumes to his growth and popularity. That's just because James Gunn put Crypto in the Superman trailers. Doesn't matter. Fuck context and things like that, right? Marvel and DC have teased more crossovers between Wonder Woman and Captain America, raising questions over who will join the fray next. The possibilities are endless. For instance, John Constantine, or Constantine as they say, was off limits to the DC universe during the first Marvel vs. DC. Now that he is an integral part of it, he can participate, perhaps meeting Doctor Strange. This is but the tip of the iceberg of potential Marvel and DC crossovers. The crossovers opening salvos are still a few months away, meaning more exciting team-ups are sure to be announced. That's a good question, Eric. We don't know yet. We do not know yet. Superman has not been announced in any of these yet. To be fair, neither has Spider-Man either. Marvel DC Deadpool Batman issue number 1 is on sale September 17th from Marvel Comics.
And you probably just answered who it's going to be too. It's probably going to be Superman and Spider-Man.
I mean, who else? Who else should it be?
I mean, who else? Honestly,
that wasn't that the first one? That was the first one to do it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they've already done that, so they might not.
No, I'm sorry. The original. I remember from what I know, the original crossover between them was those two first, right?
Yeah, I mean, they might do it out of nostalgia, or they might not.
I think they should. Like
Superman with Punisher.
Oh God! Oh God! Just have James Gunn in a comic book and do it. James Gunn versus Peter Parker. Or how about this one? Batman versus P. Diddy with prep time.
With prep time. You can't catch me, Batman. Too much baby oil.
Oh God! Spider Boy, Damian Wayne. Maybe. They won't do it because they just. How crazy would that be? They just canceled Spider Boy
and Damian Wayne.
Now you're cooking there.
Yeah.
I'll get whatever Superman does in the crypto one. Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm anything all for the Man of Steel, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, let's be fair here. This is done out of pure desperateness, you know? But
at least they're doing it right.
Yeah.
It's not just, random Marvel writer who's been screwing up series for the last year. No, they're bringing in heavy hitters, people who have good history with the characters, or we just want to see that. Like, I want to see Dan Mora and Grant Morrison. I want to see Kevin Smith and Adam Kubert. I think the Terry Dodson one with Captain America and Wonder Woman. Terry Dodson's amazing. So yeah, it's the other name sounded familiar, but I don't know off the top of my head of the other artist, but yeah, I'm excited for this. This sounds good. But you are right though. This is just purely for money. But at least they're not doing it all just
Yeah, at least it's just not. It's just one time. Fuck you. Because they've probably seen the pre-order numbers from the shops. They're like, if this sold as good as Batman issue 158, which was Hush 2 Part 1, and Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1, I guarantee you both of these crossovers have hit at least those numbers. If they hit Hush 2 numbers for Batman issue 158, they're going to keep doing this.
And it sounds like they're going to do it for multiple issues. They mentioned more crossovers between Captain America and Wonder Woman. I wonder if these are going to be miniseries or, along those lines, or some of these will be. It'd be interesting. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope they don't do some kind of big crossover reason.
Shazam versus Thor. I want to see Shazam Thor. I want to see that one.
Would be good.
But wait, Marvel Comics, you killed them off. You're going to kill them off and relaunch number one. Oh, goddamn Marvel. But yeah, man, your final thoughts and opinions on this? You like the idea?
I'm all down. I like the creators. I think you're absolutely 100% correct. Marvel's just doing this. Marvel DC are doing this because they have to, for cash, for to get people to look at them. But they seem to be doing it right, and I look forward to these. I'll probably pick, by the sounds of the ones that they just announced, I see myself picking up all of them.
Oh yeah, these are
the Jeff the Shark, the Oliver Queen, and Daredevil. I'm gonna pick up all of them. They sound good.
Yeah. Same here for me. Can't wait to read these and review these. I do want to know what's going on with Superman. Like, why has the Superman been or Spider-Man been announced for one of these? Those are like Spider-Man. Quite literally, is Marvel Comics' biggest character. Literally right now.
Yeah, easily.
Wolverine, X-Men have not been touched at all, which is crazy. So maybe they have something else cooked up for who they're going to have that team up with. What's a group that X-Men Teen Titans
or X-Men Justice Society? Like, Guy Gardner and all.
Which one? Like characters like Stargirl, the guy.
Yes, like that.
Those ones. Yeah, that's good.
Society, yeah. That might be interesting seeing that. I would see the Teen Titans. And
no, dude, they're gonna have Alan Scott and Iceman fuck each other.
Oh Jesus!
That just sounds disgusting.
Oh man,
so gross.
I want to see old Nightwing risen up friggin' Miss Marvel.
Oh no, he can do better than that. No one wants to touch that bitch. You know what her race does? They do some September 9/11 stuff. You know?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, X-Men Authority. That's really cool. That sounds awesome, honestly. You know? But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's a great one.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, God. Could you imagine a world where Wolverine penetrates?
Oh, jeez. Well, first of
Wolverine
all,
penetrating Starfire. That
there
would be
is no
crazy.
world where Marvel would illustrate a sex scene as graphically as you said. So let's get that out of the way.
What if they have
What
the
about-
black characters only crossing over with the black characters, like Luke Cage crossing over with like Jon Stewart? What if they only just did that? That would be hilarious and funny at the same time.
I would like to see Sentry Superman.
That's cool. I like that one.
That would be an interesting one, especially Superman helping him deal with the Void. I think that'd be interesting.
Oh, the Void? But that was just the life we live in right now. We're living in the Void. This ain't happy world we living in right now. But
well, you could do Green Lantern War Machine.
That's cool. That's cool.
Both military pilots, both have their background. That would probably be a pretty interesting crossover. I would have rather seen Tony Stark and Batman because it's like two different sides of the same kind of like.
Oh, because they just canceled Iron Man's newest run right now at 10 issues.
Oh, did they really?
We'll have to cover that next time we have a show. It's just more Marvel comic bullshit.
I have that run too. Son of a gun.
So they just released the first trade for it, and they announced it's only going to be going up to issue 10, so you're going to get one more trade, and it's just done. It's like,
oh, Marvel, you can kiss my fat ass.
oh, God. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you've not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Superman and Sentry versus the Void sounds cool. How will the Void separate from Sentry?
Well, I mean, the Void takes over Sentry, and then Superman helps bring him back, maybe. Something along those
Oh my
lines.
God. Hulk versus Solomon Grundy.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That's an unconventional, but that's a cool one.
Yeah.
A lot of people might think they're cool. Though, by the way, I would like to see Superman become a herald of. That sounds overpowered as fuck.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, he did. In that last crossover, didn't he hold Thor's hammer?
Superman? I
has to be
imagine
iconic.
he'd be able to.
Yeah, I
imagine
remember
he would.
that's the story where he has the pose where he's holding Thor's hammer when he's fighting.
Well, I imagine he'd be able to. I can't see why Superman wouldn't be worthy.
That'd be like the ideal.
The guy
person
doesn't
that
even
could
watch
do it.
porn, like he he's just a straight arrow.
Oh God, can you imagine a
It
world
would be
not watching
interesting, Thanos and Darkseid fighting each other.
Didn't they do that one in that story? It's when like the Infinity Gauntlet couldn't work in the DC universe. Darkseid's like picking it up and putting his hand in it, and it didn't work the same way, which would make sense why it wouldn't, because that's a whole different universe, a whole different set of rules, honestly. But you would think if they're that powerful, it wouldn't matter. So it's like crossovers get weird. It's like, why wouldn't my powers work here? These are like you would say debatably god tier level items here.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But
it's also interesting too. Is like without the Infinity Gauntlet, Darkseid is a strong villain.
Very powerful.
He's a god essentially. So could Thanos even keep up with him in his without the Infinity Gauntlet?
Without the Gauntlet, no.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Not even close. Without the Gauntlet, people forget. People also underestimate. Without that Gauntlet, he's also very strong, very powerful character.
Yeah.
Even just without it, but that Gauntlet makes him like literally.
Guardians of the Galaxy versus Darkseid.
that group he has. The group he has. What are they called?
The Granny and
Granny Goodness, like
yeah.
Are they called not Hell's Angels? Oh my God. Fuck. What is Darkseid's the group of characters he always has around him?
Yeah.
I forget what. I'll have to look it up.
I can picture the characters that have been involved. I just can't think of
Furies.
Furies,
yeah. Furies taking on Guardians of the Galaxy. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Or Queen Banshee versus Black Canary.
Oh yeah.
Who would Harley Quinn would take on? No one, because Harley Quinn would get one shot by everyone.
Catwoman and Black or
No, please,
Catwoman and
no.
Black Cat.
Catwoman and Black Cat. Gee, I wonder how I'm gonna differentiate. I'm taking Felicia. That's my opinion.
That would be like Deadpool and Deathstroke meeting. It's essentially it's like, oh, you're meeting with the other company's rip-off counterpart of you.
Oh God. Black Cat and Catwoman. That sounds like the most troll of the crowd.
That's, like that's a lot of cat. Just call that. Just call that
a whole
issue
lot of pussy in that. Oh my God. I don't know. It depends. For me, I've always naturally gravitated to Felicia more. I think Felicia's storyline's a little bit more better initially up front. But that's just me.
Yeah, but you got to give Catwoman. She's essentially stolen Batman's heart. Like she's like she's like his with one of the greatest superheroes, and she's got him wrapped around her finger at times.
All right, so that is pretty much it. I know everyone saw that clip for James Gunn's Superman movie that came out. I'll just say this right here before we head out. People saying that he wouldn't act a certain way. It's so funny hearing people that have only probably seen Christopher Reeve's Superman movie saying that. Now keep in mind, you've only seen Christopher Reeve's Superman movie because you never read comic books of Superman, and you potentially have only been exposed to this character in very small doses. But that doesn't mean that... Okay, I'll say this here. There's like 80 years of comic history of Superman. There's plenty of... you would say even almost better media. I mean, Superman is really, really good. I'm not saying it's not. But there's stuff just as good as that. And if you yourself never expose yourself to anything other than that, then it's like, yeah, you would probably think that's the only way Superman is. That to me, that means you're a Christopher Reeves Superman fan. That's what that would mean.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you are a Superman fan, but you're only a Superman fan in that angle. It's weird because I don't even think posting comic book panels out of context makes a difference sometimes. Because, keep in mind, I'm not going to believe you're going to read any of that. People don't read comics as it is. Why would I believe you would read it on your phone when you can scroll through TikTok, you know? Keep in mind, these people have not read Superman comics to know if he would not act a certain way. And then if you tell them, hey, I'll show you just for... It is an out-of-context panel. I will show you he does this. No, that doesn't count. Then why are we talking then? If you can't admit that you're wrong, that you didn't know this because you didn't want to look like an idiot, why am I talking to you then? What a waste of time.
He's he's
like, dude, literally
character.
Literally in that panel that people are showing right now, Lex Luthor, I forgot what that. Oh my God, for my history, I could be blanking. This is a story where Lex did some real fucked up shit to him. Walked in there, ripped the door down off the building, and walked in there and started raising his voice. People would think, is Superman more like calm and collected? So a lot of people like Henry Cavill. Let's just use movies because I know people haven't read comics from him. We'll just be fair and we'll just use just movies. Henry Cavill, 2013, when he snapped Zod's neck, yelled out in agony. He was calm and collected the entire movie, unless you count the backstory of him letting his dad die by a tornado, fucking crazy.
Well, and he also took a log and destroyed that guy's log truck. Like he had.
I'm talking like you would say he broke that calm demeanor that he had.
Yeah.
So after he snapped Zod's neck, he broke that calm demeanor. Literally yelled out in agony. You can
he was
hear
like
it in
crying.
If you watch that scene at the movie theater, you could hear it even from like the speakers. This is a real, probably the best emotional thing Henry Cavill's ever done for himself as Superman, in my opinion. Keep in mind, it was also barring he killed Zod, but whatever. To me, technically killed an alien, but that's a different story for another day. But you guys see my point, right? So, like, I don't get this idea that he never. What do you mean? So you're telling me in 80 years of comics, animated movies, TV, live action movies, and TV, he's never lost his temper? You would have to really think about that. He's never lost it in anything. Yes, he is a character that's more resolved and calm in most cases, but that doesn't mean he never lost it. Guys, literally in Injustice, he lost his mind and started murdering people. If he's doing just non-canon stuff. People say, but in Injustice, he did this. Yeah, Injustice, the non-canon Elseworld story. Yeah, of course he would lose his mind there. It doesn't count for shit.
Well, okay, let's take the context too. Lex Luthor. I'm guessing this scene takes place after he raids the Fortress of
He
Solitude.
took his
And I'm
dog.
guessing he takes the dog and destroys the robots. He just kidnapped the only living Kryptonian thing that he apparently has, unless his sister or Kara, Supergirl's already there and in canon, I believe. So he has her, but yeah, that you're taking his dog. So yeah, he's going to show emotion, and I don't know how many times in the animated series he didn't destroy Lex Luthor's desk. It was definitely over like 10 episodes.
Let's just use us, for example. Let's say I'm more of a cat person than a dog. I like cats. I think they're just the better animal that's more easier to take care of. That's just me. Warren has a dog. Imagine someone right now, all of us here, Eric, Dingus, Warren here. You're gone at work. Someone breaks in your house, takes some stuff, and then takes your animal. Then you find that person. Will you be, hey, dude, I'm going to take you down like some weird, cringy anime villain?
John Wick his ass. Straight up.
I'm just saying.
Where's my damn dog?
He really loves that. You can tell just from the trailers, he really likes his animal. A lot of people like their pets. A lot of people love their pets. If you come in my house, steal my shit, take my cat, I will actually find you and whoop your ass. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I will beat you up. That's just how it has to go like that.
He has emotions, and the series or shows is showing it. And I think a lot of it might be just the Snyder Bros talking shit.
Batman, in one of the people say, well, animated series, he lost his temper against Batman. There was something that Batman did. There was a contingency plan. He walked up to Bruce and he was like, Bruce, you're not always right. Literally lost his cool right there. Yeah, he wasn't yelling, but it's heavily implied how he felt about what Batman did, Yeah. Or about how he felt with good lord. Remember the animated series with the Captain Marvel Lex Luthor deal? He was pretty upset with the whole Lex Luthor deal. He just started fighting Shazam. Come on. I understand he's on average a more reserved character, but even when you talk about that, when people say comic books, all right, it's cool. Which comic book are you talking about? Which run? Because people say, oh, it happened. Superman's not like that. It's not like that in the comic books. All right, which comic are you talking about? Which run? Because it could be anything, because he's 80 years of history. When people say I just find it so disingenuous when people say characters never did anything since character has been around for like 80 years. You think he's never had that exact emotion in 80 years. It's like, why am I taking you people seriously? Even if I don't want to use comic books, which we can, it doesn't matter. In many animated series, in many live action shows, he's lost his temper. He lost his temper in Superman and Lois a few times. He lost his temper when the eldest kid took fucking hell. Remember his eldest kid? Remember when he took the blow for that girl being a drug dealer? Literally, not like raging, but dad being upset. Yeah,
he lost his cool at the end of the Superman and Batman crossover, where Batman tried sacrificing himself by using the giant robot to take out the kryptonite rock meteorite, and he lost his cool on Lex Luthor because he thought Superman had died.
Yeah, he said, "You just killed my best friend."
Yeah, I mean he was going nuts. I mean, at the end of the where he was taking on that British gang that had the psychic, he lost his cool at the end of that one. I mean, he's a
Superman versus the Elite. Yeah.
And
then because to be fair, technically for that one, he didn't lose his cool. He was showing them he wasn't going to go insane like them.
Well, yeah, it shows them like what could happen.
But then he reverted back to that, normal way. It's crazy that. I'll be honest, keep in mind, people, I'm not trying to act like them some fucking know-it-all. But when someone says this character never did anything and X character has been around this long, I have to just look at you like you're stupid. I have to just take what you say and just throw it out. It's just like, I just have to take what you say and just throw it out. I'm not taking you seriously. Keep in mind, that I finally had a light bulb moment. I finally understand what DC fans mean. I do. It happened to me at work. I was thinking about it when I was pacing back and forth at work. People will say with a straight face that Crypto, the superdog, is an outdated concept of fucking dog running around with superpowers. Meanwhile, they like Guardians of the Galaxy, which features, checks notes, a talking raccoon and a talking tree. I'll be honest here. I finally understand what you guys are talking about. I see the light. I see it. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. I see the light. I see everything. I finally get what you guys mean. That is so disingenuous. A dog that can fly is outdated, but you'll watch a raccoon with 2 guns firing it at aliens invading Earth. What level of... Either you're just stupid, retarded, or you're just disingenuous, or you just don't give a fuck and you're all three. Could be all three of them. Most people are like that anyway. People literally do give Marvel free passes and DC gets shit on for them. I'll be honest with you, I get what you guys mean now. It's incredible. Crypto is outdated, but Rocket Raccoon is beloved. Are we serious? This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is actually insane.
Crypto? I think that's a great thing to bring in. He's gonna be a great, probably the best part of the movie.
People kept saying things like, "Oh, well, why does he have his dog feature so much in this?" Oh, wasn't the number one criticism for DC live action movies is that they show no humanity in the characters? What better way to show humanity in the character than his goddamn love for his dog?
Just don't kill the dog. If James Gunn kills the dog, I'm gonna burn down the movie theater and drive.
I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now. I bookmark it. I have it all. I got it all, the receipts. It's irritating. It is. It's just like if people were just to admit the type of fan they were and how much level of media you've been exposed to, I'd be fine with that because then I could understand why you wouldn't know certain things. But people saying things like Superman wouldn't act like that in comic books. Really? It's 80 years of this shit and it's still ongoing. You're going to tell me with a straight face he's never did this? Second of all, if you've only been exposed to one movie, how do you know what other Supermen have done?
Well, yeah, other people are
like, what in the fuck are we talking?
Other people are like, Superman is boring. Then they write Superman with a personality. They're like, oh, he would never do that. He's supposed to be boring.
Never got that. Superman's boring. In what way?
Yeah.
But people don't think that. Good Lord. A person who throws a shield around, who's enhanced, is not boring. Really? People don't think that Wolverine, a person who just has claws that come out of his these parts of your fingers, is not boring. Ridiculous stuff. Literally actual idiots are debating here. Literally brain dead morons here. I just don't get it. I literally do not get it. So I finally get it what these fans are talking about. This is stupid. It's actually dumb. Dingus said there's just some sort of DC hate always happening that Marvel never got. Never understood it. It's just from movies. For me, it's just from movies. Like, Marvel movies can do certain things, and it's fine, but DC movies just can't do them because reasons? Like, what? Like when DC fans were like, I don't want my movies having humor. What? Why? Oh, because
Why
it just...
not?
Yeah. They had, DC fans had a legitimate issue with, I don't like when my movies have humor moments. I'm not trying to watch a fucking funeral. Just weird people. I hate it. Right? It's always, I don't get it. I don't get how a person from another planet with powers as much as he has is boring. That concept itself cannot be boring. Then people say like, but he'll always be good. Yeah. If you're projecting your own life onto him, yeah, I would imagine you think no one can be as good as him because you yourself aren't good. Not saying you guys, but average people always project bullshit on their characters. So, Bo DeMayo,
you always think you're good, chat, because you're the best chat in YouTube.
Bo DeMayo had said, "This isn't. Look at this. Look at this stupid shit. This isn't Superman. This is Homelander." And then Bo DeMayo, who did the X-Men '97 show, said the hate for this movie is so wild. Richard Donner had Superman do literally the same thing when he first confronted Lex. I get folks have some issues with the new tone of the franchise, but some of these criticisms are just beyond uninformed. I agree.
100%.
100% agree. He said, love you, Bo. That's gay. Don't never say you love a random man. That's homosexual as hell. Love you, Bo, but you just proved your point. Reeves' Superman was such more intimidating and powerful. Bro didn't yell at all, and his aura was over 9,000. It was cringe. Oh, God. Yeah, that's how you talk to people, saying words like aura and over 9,000. This new Superman screams like a brat at Toys R Us for... Good Lord. Good actual God, I'm going to have a stroke. This guy just lost his home. I would presume it's after the Fortress of Solitude scene. This man lost the Fortress of Solitude or was invaded, and his dog got kidnapped, and then this person had the literal cognitive dissonance to compare that to a 5-year-old kid yelling at their mom they didn't get a toy. How in the world are those two things comparable in your brain? I want to know how in the world those things are comparable. I lost my dog, and that's the same as not getting a toy. Actual mental retardation there. Then Bill says, so it's the screaming that bugs you. It's legit criticism. Reeves was definitely more composed. I think that's the problem people have. It's not as composed as you usually typically see Superman in. But that doesn't mean it's out of character. Out of character would be if he never did it. That's what's out of character. If he never ever did it, that's out of character. Like if Naruto started going Super Saiyan randomly, that would be out of character. That's what you would mean by that. Not like, hey, I powered up this way and it looks like this. Some bullshit like that. Yikes. Yes, like, bro, why are you yelling? You're Superman. Is Superman not allowed to yell? What? What? Someone save me. LMAO, we are upset over yelling. He was still raised as a human being. Y'all acting like a third-year Superman is supposed to be as composed as Superman Prime or something. There are several times Superman has yelled in comics. Warren, you're muted if you want to talk. Also in Smallville, there was an episode in Smallville. I know people watch Smallville, not comics, not Smallville. In comics, Martha said Clark would throw temper tantrums and they couldn't know how to deal with him because he's God, essentially.
Yeah.
You know? He lost his temper in Smallville and almost killed someone. The episode when that girl, she could phase through shit and she like snuck into his room and tried to fuck him. I had I had the same thing with me and girls too, but the guy killed her. He almost choked that guy to death.
Yeah. You got to make him an interesting character. He's got to have a range of emotion. And if this does happen after the Forces of Solitude scene, he just lost all of his robots, who he apparently has somewhat of a connection with. He just lost his dog, and he had his home raided, and who knows what else that they took or what else they did. So if this is all post that, then yeah, it'll be a great context for the story.
And that's why I think James Gunn needs to stop releasing these out of context scenes because it just does more damage to the movie. That's just me. I think no more. It's fine. I wasn't going to watch the scene. I wasn't, but it just got me so heated. I just had to do it. I gave in. This person, oh my God. Back. No, I gotta go black. No. Sorry about that. Sorry. Give me literally one moment. Give me literally 1 second. This person says, I've seen it 100 times. Who cares? We are nitpicking over the dumbest shit. LOL. Oh no, Superman got upset and yelled at Lex. The horror. That's not Superman because the one movie back in 1978 did it differently. The hell are we doing? Right?
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind, this is why I like that DC does it more than Marvel. You can have different interpretations of the characters and different people can do their own spin on them to see like, okay, this is what my character would do versus yours. That's great that we can see that. Now, if you say you like that version more, that's fine. That's your own personal preference. But to say he would never do it is stupid.
Yeah, it's uninformed, really.
That's thick. Oh my God, Christopher Reeves did it better. Cool for you. Awesome. Like, the hell? I think Henry Cavill stinks, but people thought he's better than Christopher Reeves. Don't know what crack you're smoking there, but I'll sure like to have it, Come on, Superman is raised by humans. He would display human emotion.
Yeah. You have to have some pretty good crack to think Henry Cavill was better than Christopher Reeves.
Oh, talking about Snyder Bros. They'll tell you.
That's like some Breaking Bad level meth right there. That's 100% pure. Like, yeah, because there's no. I mean, I don't want to say Cavill was bad, but he's not Christopher Reeves. Christopher Reeves, that first Superman movie was perfect.
Yeah, like when people say Superman's boring or he's overpowered, all this stuff, this guy, just good Lord. That's why sometimes for the James Gunn Superman movie, I don't mute or block people because I don't want to do that. I just ignore those conversations because they're just so stupid.
You got a lot of trolling Snyder Bros.
Well, you just get so many people that even that you talk to that are like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, I'm not engaging with this. It's fine. Like, you believe what you believe. I do truly believe the movie's going to be good. I still have hope for it. Just there were people said, "Did you read the leaks?" No. I just watched the two. I didn't even watch the third trailer that they put out. I'm good. I just need the only two trailers we got, and I got that scene, and I'm good. No more. I don't need to see any more. I am fine. I'm just gonna go into the movie. If it's not that good, I'll tell you why it's not that good in my opinion. But if you think it's good, that's good. If we agree or we disagree, or we agree and disagree, or disagree and agree, it's okay. We're all gonna go watch the movie. I think it's gonna be good. That's my opinion. But have you guys seen the deleted scene where Christopher Superman fights Bizarro? The whole fight is on YouTube. I have not. I haven't. Last time I checked out Superman 78 was when they played it on that marathon replay they did. And it definitely looks outdated. It's a 78 movie, but still holds up very well. It's a fine movie. It's no disrespect to Christopher Reeves. He portrayed a great Superman, the ideal Superman in a lot of people's cases. But that doesn't mean that, he didn't. That doesn't mean that anyone else hasn't shown Superman in a different light. People like the Superman animated series, Superman. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, that one Lois and Superman, the Superman and Lois series.
That's with Dean Cain, right?
No, the one with Tyler.
Oh, Tyler Hoechlin. Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois.
Great.
Amazing. That was probably one of the better portrayals of Superman, I think.
In my opinion, that's the best. That's one of the best portrayals of
Superman. Yeah, that's up there top 3 easily.
50 Cent is in Street Fighter. Oh, I'm done with life now at this point. That's fine. All right. Anything else you want to say before we head out, actually?
No, you guys have a great weekend coming up. And on Sunday, catch me on my YouTube channel. I'll be doing a draw stream. It'll be episode 5, working on issue 4 of The Adventures of Sig and Joe. I just hope everyone has a great weekend and a great 4th of July week.
Yes. We will be back, hopefully, this week coming up. We're trying to find the best day for it. We're thinking about Monday after the main show. So what I want to do on Monday, start the main show earlier, like 6 my time, do that. Then we potentially do this show because it's going to be either hard or impossible to get the show done later on in the week.
Yeah.
Because, we'll just have to play it by ear. Warren's going to let me know in a few days if he works Monday or if he can make it happen on Monday. If he cannot make it happen Monday, we just have to go. Well, he'll be here Wednesday, but we'll just have to do the show the following week after 4th of July weekend. So, yeah, hopefully you guys had a great day. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of